Mayberry's Furniture has been family-owned and operated since 1946 and is now serving the Upper Cumberland with locations in both Crossville and Cookeville, offering the largest array of solid wood furniture and mattresses in the area. They also provide a best price guarantee and in-house service and delivery. Stop into their 15,000 square foot showroom at 1020 South Willow Avenue in Cookeville to see their selection of Amish solid wood, flex steel, Tempur-Pedic, Sealy Posturepedic, and much more today. Mayberry's Furniture is proud to be the presenting sponsor of the high school football game of the week on the UCR Media Network. Livingston Regional Hospital is Livingston's hometown hospital. Located at 315 Oak Street, Livingston Regional Hospital provides compassionate quality care for all patients from local people you can trust so you can count on them to treat you like family. Their excellent staff offers years of experience and training to meet the needs of all patients. They understand the importance of providing care in a professional and comforting manner. They're proud to partner with Livingston Academy Athletics through the LRH Sports Medicine team. Livingston Regional Hospital is a proud sponsor of this broadcast on the UCR Media Network. Box Drop Cookeville is the easiest way to buy an affordable mattress, specializing in clearance and closeouts directly from the manufacturers. They're able to pass huge savings on to you. Make an appointment to see their warehouse full of selections including big-name hybrid and memory foam alongside traditional springs that are among some of the coolest to touch mattresses on the market. Call Brandon Lane at 931-349-7066 to make your appointment today. Box Drop Cookeville has been proud to serve Cookeville since 2018. Tee Up is the Upper Cumberland's best indoor golfing experience. With 3 state-of-the-art golf simulators, you can work on some of the world's best courses, all in the comfort of their climate-controlled facility. Want to know where you can improve? See everything from club speed to spin rate in seconds. They also have plenty of other games to enjoy time with friends. Conveniently located at 141 4th Street in Baxter. Stop in. Visit them online at teupgolfclub.com or call them at 931-559-GOLF to reserve your simulator today. Tee Up is proud to support this broadcast on the UCR Media Network.
Caring for others is a privilege we don't take lightly. When you call Hiller for your plumbing repairs or service, you're not only trusting us to do the job right, you're trusting us with your family's comfort and safety. That's why we care. Caring for others is a privilege we don't take lightly. When you call Hiller for your plumbing repairs or service, you're not only trusting us to do the job right, you're trusting us with your family's comfort and safety. That's why we care for every client like our own loved ones. And that's why when we see something that could use some attention, we happily jump in to help. It's more than just a job. It's a calling. We do it because we care for people. We do it because we care for you.
Call the Happy Face truck today.
I work with Warren County Nursery here in McMinnville, Tennessee.
I'm very passionate about the hay because that's how I take care of my cows.
So I farm here with my dad.
We raise primarily corn, soybeans, and wheat.
By having that in my background and knowing what the customer expects, I know how to cater to the customer.
We're here to provide solutions for our customers.
Going through some of those challenging experiences help you understand maybe the position they're coming from.
Welcome into York Institute in Jamestown, Tennessee, the site of the high school basketball game of the week presented by Mayberry's Furniture. And we've got an absolute collision on tap tonight. The number 1 ranked 3A team in the state, Stowe Memorial Lady Panthers, take on the number 1 ranked 2A team in the state, the York Institute Dragonettes. I'm Noah McKay on the call right here on the Watson Chevy UCR Media Network. Thrilled to be joined by the great Craig Cantrell and the lovely Madison McKay producing things my Valentine on Valentine's Day. As usual, we are in the gym. We'll give you the tail of the tape, but first, let's get right into the Quality Family starting lineups. First for the York Dragonettes under head coach Michael Green with a record of 22 victories and 4 losses. Number 0, a senior, Emma Pyle. Number 2, a senior, Callie Franklin. Number 20, a freshman, Emmeline Moon. Number 25, a senior, Emma Cooper. And number 35, a senior, Rayleigh Warner. Their opponents, the Stowe Memorial Lady Panthers under head coach Mike Buck with a record of 23 victories and 3 losses. Starting for the Lady Panthers, number 3, a junior, Lauren Clark. Number 15, the reigning freshman of the year in the Upper Cumberland, Ella Jane May. Number 20, a sophomore, Emma Smith. Number 22, the sensational freshman, Lexi Clark. And number 23, a senior, Ashley Wittenberg. Craig Cantrell, we have called a lot of basketball games. You a few more than me in your time. This is a rarity tonight. The two number one ranked teams in the state in their respective classes and two contrasting styles. This should be a great basketball game.
Yeah, it should be just a phenomenal game tonight. They're only, 20 miles apart, 25 miles apart. This is a great atmosphere in Jamestown. Crossville, the crowd has come out from Stone Memorial High School. They've made the trip. This is going to be fun. You texted me there last night and said, do you want to? Heck yeah, I'll be there. This is 1-1. This is going to be fun tonight.
An unbelievable way to wrap up the regular season when it comes to the high school basketball game of the week. And it is presented by Mayberry's Furniture. We're in the Upper Cumberland Generators broadcast booth. A rematch. These two teams got together back all the way on December 11th. It was a 50-43 Stone Memorial victory in Crossville. Stone rolling. Winners of 8 consecutive games. They just wrapped up the District 7 3A title. The toughest 3A district in the state. They come out at number 1. They knocked off crosstown rival Cumberland County by 10. York in the middle of a brutal stretch of non-district games coming off a loss at Cookville. Let's get it on as Mr. Rollins throws it up and says, let's play basketball. Ashley Wittenberg with it. Stone in black on the road. York at home in their white jerseys. Lauren Clark drives and spins on Emma Cooper. Now slams it back out for Lexi Clark. Lexi on the drive, throws it up with the right hand. High off the glass and good. Fresh off a big performance yesterday, Stone leads 2-0. And right into their press, this Stone team, they're going to jump at you for 94 feet. They move it all the way around as Clark forces that turnover, and she gets the steal. Now Lauren sends it ahead to Lexi. She'll dump it across. Tough feet, intercepted. Picked off by Callie Franklin, and here comes York Institute. Rayleigh Warner with it, and she's fouled. Lauren Clark probably got away with one on the last possession. Craig, that time gets called for the game's first personal.
May have, but that's the way they play. The officials know that, so they might let them get away with a little bit more than some teams do because they play with that physicality, and they get up and they challenge everything you do, and that's what makes them so tough.
Inbounds pass fired in. A lob was grabbed. The put in doesn't go for Moon. And now we have a whistle out of bounds. Possession back to Stone Memorial. We mentioned Stone's defense. This is a battle of contrasting styles. Stone, they're going to mix up the looks. They're going to trap you. They're going to try and force turnovers. York is going to get in that half-court defense and play a physical brand of basketball. Went to war with Cookville yesterday, came out on the losing end. But the best 2A defense in the state are these York Dragonettes.
They are. They play some great defense. Both teams play some great defense. And York, they play position. Stone plays more of a, I'm not even going to let you dribble the basketball kind of defense. So it's going to be just whoever works the best on each end.
Inbound sent into Emma Cooper. She'll give back Emma Pyle. Pyle with a dangerous feed. Franklin goes and runs it in the corner. Trap arrives immediately, sends it back. Pyle, now a flip feed over to Moon. A freshman gives back to Rayleigh Warner. What a season she's had. Franklin touches back to Pyle. Now Warner has it. Zone moving around here for Mike Buck as Franklin gives into Pyle. She'll fire it into Cooper. Just got her ball for scoring 1,000 career points, past that mark yesterday. Misses 2. Her third putback is good, and we're tied up at 2.
That's what she does. She just goes to work inside. She'll create opportunities for herself. Finally able to finish on the third try.
Smith with a drive. That pass intercepted. Rayleigh Warner picks it off. Back-to-back turnovers for Stone. Warner ahead to Franklin in a foot race. Her left-hand lay is good.
Callie Franklin's a great athlete. She's going to make plays like that, and here she's got a steal.
Now a steal. 3 straight turnovers for the Lady Panthers. As Pyle has it, now bounces it ahead to Cooper. Great atmosphere tonight. Huge contingent of Lady Panthers fans behind us as Pyle's shot is blocked. Franklin has it, touches back to Warner. Warner underhand flip Pyle, and she's fouled. Ella Jane May into the body, and this will be 2 free throws for another senior, Emma Pyle.
What about that pass? You see a little more now that people have learned that it'll work. That little scoop pass, it's hard to make, but when you hit it like that, they're wide open. They get a chance at the free throw line.
Pyle goes to the line. This is a York team. They dropped Reese Beatty, who, of course, has been tearing it up at Iowa State as a freshman, and they have not missed a beat. 22-4 against a ferocious non-district schedule. This week, they faced the UC Top 5. Beat Pickett County in overtime, fell yesterday at Cookville. This game tonight, and then Monday night, a cupcake. The White County Warriorettes come to town. Unbelievable week of hoops for York as they try to gear up for what they hope to be a deep postseason run. Lauren Clark, deep 3, can't hit. Pyle on the rebound, and right now York has an early 4-point lead. Franklin has the trap arrive from behind, spins, almost tied up, able to get it to Cooper, poked from behind by Clark, goes to Lexi. Now Lexi Clark in transition, dumps it across to Lauren, who puts it in.
You know, Lexi Clark scores a lot of points for Stone, but Lauren Clark is kind of the one that makes them go. She sets the table for everybody, it seems.
Pyle on the drive, coast to coast, puts it up, and a foul is called. And I believe they'll get the lone senior for Mike Buck. No, they won't. It's Ella Jane May, and that's a big call. Her second. The senior is talking about Ashley Wittenberg having a huge season so far. The one consistent leader on the floor for a team full of young guns.
Yeah, that's the thing about this team. They are extremely young. They're going to get better next year. So this is a year that they've got a chance to go deep. And what a turnaround. I think they won 9 games last year, and the turnaround to over 20 already this season.
At the free throw line is Emma Pyle. She hit the first. She's now 3 for 3. Make it 4 for 4. And York Institute back out in front 8-4.
This 2-3 zone, they're going to actually they may went man-to-man on this trip for the Lady Dragons.
Wittenberg has it in the front court, sends it over left side for Lauren Clark. Lauren fires out to Smith. Emma Smith now works at Wittenberg. Fires it back. Lauren Clark out of the baseline. Cooper stretches to her. Lauren with a step. Now shoulders are out of the way. Puts it up. Spins around. Doesn't get the roll. But Lauren Clark will go to the line for 2 as Emma Cooper picks up her first, team's first.
Well, they set screens, these Stone Memorial Panthers do, and sometimes York kind of runs through those, and that contact that they get when they're trying to go through those screens, it's very aggressive for the Dragonettes.
Free throw pops out for Lauren Clark. The junior started her career over at Cumberland County, came in last year, only played in 1 game in the region tournament against Livingston. Oh, it was 0 for 2 at the line as Pyle gets the rebound from in front of Lexi Clark. Rayleigh Warner has it here, a football feed to Franklin, now a 2-on-1. Franklin across to Moon, and she puts it up and in.
What about the freshman coming up big? She's had some touches, looked a little nervous getting started. That right there will settle her down, though.
Emmeline Moon with the bucket, and York with a strong start. They lead 10-4 over the number 1 3A team in the state. Didn't feel like they played very well a day ago at Cookeville. Of course, that's a great Lady Cavalier team. They're hoping for a little bit better of a performance tonight against a red-hot Lady Panther squad. Wittenberg tries to clear out against Franklin. Now spins, needs an outlet. And now we'll just send it back out towards that center court logo. The outline of the state of Tennessee with York across the middle. Lauren Clark against Cooper. Starts to drive, lost handle, and another turnover forced by the Dragonettes. Cooper has it knocked away from her. Stone takes it right back as Smith sends it back. How about this freshman? 3 ball on the way, good. More of the same for Bella Wyatt. She's the reason they beat Upperman on Tuesday night, where she hit 6 threes off the bench. Missed a lot of time with an injury, making a huge impact back in.
That's huge to get her back. Another score is really what they need.
The Gary Maxwell Insurance 3 for Stone Memorial. Now Pyle on the other end. The answer, Emma Pyle with a Gary Maxwell Insurance 3.
You think both these teams aren't fired up? They're loving this. These players are.
Wouldn't know that it's not a district game tonight. This feels like a championship prize fight. Wittenberg into the elbow. Now bounces out Smith. She'll retreat it over for Lexi Clark. Looking for the answer. Good. Lexi Clark with a Gary Maxwell Insurance 3.
Hey, just flick it here tonight. Just come out and have fun. That's what they're doing. And playing best on best. Have fun when you go out there.
Cooper sends it ahead. Again, numbers. Moon bounces it across to Franklin. Her shot blocked, but a foul. Lauren Clark caught her on the shoulder, and this is a big one. The second on Laura Clark. So both Ella Jane May and Clark, each with 2 fouls, 4 total against Stone, and this will be 2 free throws for Callie Franklin.
And that's huge. Stone has more depth than York has, but you can't get 2 of your big guns in that much foul trouble this early. They're still 3-14 to play in the first quarter. They both already have 2. That's going to really work in the Lady Dragons' favor because they're going to attack them now.
Taylor Amos, speaking of injured players back in, she's back in, checks in for the first time tonight. Coach Buck feeling like they're getting healthy at the right time. Next one for Franklin's no good. And it's 14-10. Fun ball game so far.
You look at them, though, the size, how small they get now with those 2 players with the foul trouble going out of the lineup.
Wittenberg on the drive, picks up, swiped away, and it's stolen away. Another turnover forced by the Dragonettes. Those really mounting for Stone. Cooper sends it ahead to Pyle. Now, numbers if they hurry. Pyle sends it over. Ashburn. Ashburn back to Pyle, now over Cooper. Cooper to Rayleigh Warner. Warner, been a superstar this year, dumps it over to Ashburn. She sends back that one, knocked out by Lexi Clark. It goes into the first row of the bleachers. It stays with the Dragonettes, 14-10, 2:38 to go in the first.
Great teams build on defense, and you don't know where the hand's going to come to knock a basketball free. Emma Powell, she didn't look like she was anywhere close to the play down there, got that turnover and got the missed possession.
Let us know in the comments who you are, where you're watching from, who you're cheering for, live on Facebook and YouTube tonight as Cooper has the step, drives in, throws it up, thinks she wanted a call, doesn't get it. Now Amos throws it ahead, and Rayleigh Warner read it the whole way, almost like a defensive back. Now watch Rayleigh Warner work into the front court. Euro step, put it up and in.
Oh, baby, that's the way to do it. Look at the smile on her face. The interception, one-handed, behind the back to go across half court, finish at the rim.
Now in the front court, Amos sends it over to Lexi Clark. Stone trails by 6 here. We're only 6 minutes into the contest. Fireworks already. Wyatt starts to drive, now bounces back Amos. She'll send it over to Lexi Clark. Clark has had an unbelievable freshman season. Gets a screen, drives, swiped. A loose ball again, and that'll be a tie-up with the arrow belonging to York. Another turnover for Stone Memorial.
Quick hands there by Joanna Ashburn checking in. She's the one that came over with the help defense, able to knock that one away. Like I said, you don't know where the hand's going to come from. Both these teams do a great job just getting the touches on the basketball to knock it free.
Emma Pyle going to inbound to Rayleigh Warner. Warner weaving through traffic into the front court. Warner right at the timeline, able to work it around for Emma Cooper. Cooper back to Warner. Stone trying to trap. Remember, these two teams played just a day ago, each in pretty tight contest, as that'll be another foul as Amos got into the hip of Callie Franklin on her way by, and this is going to be 2 free throws. York into the bonus, so a trip to the lineup coming for Callie Franklin. She'll go to the Real Estate Collective free throw line for 2.
Some things you look at, you think it looks pretty easy the way great players make it happen, but that pass Rayleigh Warner made, right, how did she do that? She had English on that baby that just bent it right around.
First one for Franklin is good. Against this defense, 17 and a quarter is tough, and York now has 18 as Franklin goes 2 for 2. She'll get a breather as Addison Moon will check in.
And that kind of, last night may have been kind of a wake-up call for them. You know, they get lost in double digits to Cookeville, so they're coming out fired up after that.
It was a much closer game than that final score indicate. Cookeville was really good in the fourth, pulled away, but it was the first loss in a while for York, and Cookeville got even in the season series. That's what York's trying to do tonight against this Stone team. 1:14 to play in the first. Here's Wittenberg on the drive. Kicks to Wyatt. Open three. No good, too strong. Rebound, ricochet twice. And it was last touch, they'll say, by Brooklyn Lane. Possession back to the Dragonettes.
Tough right there, trying to set up to get the rebound for Stone Memorial. Brooklyn Lane thought it was going to catch rim. It didn't. It just kind of bounced off her hands and out of bounds.
Cooper sends it ahead to Moon. Now she'll dump it ahead to Ashburn. Ashburn, a freshman, sends back Moon. Moon able to dump it back to Cooper. Again, foul trouble for Ella Jane May and Lauren Clark. They're off the floor. Rayleigh Warner, open three. Great feed. Couldn't hit it. Fight for the rebound. A tie up here between Clark and Ashburn. And the arrow belongs to the visiting Lady Panthers.
York, they're really playing well against this pressure defense. They're beating them down the floor, and they've just found some things that work against this pressure, and that's causing them to get good looks at the rim.
48 seconds to go in a very fun first quarter to watch. This is what you would expect between two teams of this caliber, but it's York with the early advantage at 18-10. Here's Ashley Wittenberg with it. Wittenberg surveys. Stone sometimes bleeds the clock and sometimes they go. It just depends on what mood Mike Buck is in at that particular time. They'll send it over to Lexi Clark. Skip pass back across to Amos. Amos to Wittenberg. Thought about it, puts it on the hardwood instead. Now Wyatt tries to slice the defense, loses handle, able to touch it back. Wittenberg lines up the tray, can't hit, a little bit short. Saved in, what a play, and Lane is fouled. Lexi Clark, wise beyond her years, saved it into Lane, and she gets rewarded with a trip to the Rico free throw line.
Just not quitting on the play. Never let the play die. If the whistle hasn't blown, you can still go get the basketball. Lexi Clark able to do that and find Lane on the tap when you shouldn't be able to see it, but she found her there.
Caitlin Rich picked up her first team second, but now Stone 0 for 3 at the free throw line as Lane will try and break that streak here with 9 seconds to go in the first.
That's tough, too. If you make those three, you're a lot closer than this 8-point difference.
Subs in for both teams here, looking for a little offense. Callie Franklin among them for York Institute. Free throw good for Lane, breaks the streak, and it's 18-11. Inbound to Rayleigh Warner, being harassed by Smith. 6 seconds. Warner, what a feed ahead. Now a pass. That one's dangerous and intercepted by Wyatt. Bella Wyatt will not get a shot away. And that brings us to the end of a strong first quarter for the home team. After one, it's York 18, Stone Memorial 11. It's the high school basketball game of the week, presented by Mayberry's Furniture. And you're watching it right here on the Watson Chevy UCR Media Network.
At the Quality Family, we believe care isn't just a service, it's a promise.
Whether you're bouncing back from surgery, navigating a serious illness, or need essential equipment to stay independent,
We provide skilled home health, compassionate hospice, and reliable DME services right where you need them most. At home.
Covering communities in Kentucky and Tennessee, we're in your corner.
The Quality Family. Trusted care right where life happens.
Sonia Brown is a full-service realtor and is licensed across the state of Tennessee, listing and selling residential, multifamily, land and farms, commercial and industrial properties. Sonia handles the sale from start to closing and beyond. Let her put her 30-plus years of experience to work for you. Sonia Brown, realtor with American Way Real Estate, has been supporting student-athletes in the Upper Cumberland area since 1990. You can reach Sonia Brown at 931-979-7145.
Second quarter getting underway here in Jamestown. It's York with an 18-11 lead as Pyle couldn't get it to go. Rebound tipped out of play. Last touch by Cooper. So possession back to the Lady Panthers. I'm Noah McKay, joined by the great Craig Cantrell. Always an honor to be on a headset with Craig. It's the game of the week presented by Mayberry's Furniture and York Institute with a strong start. Ashley Wittenberg starts to drive, now kicks over into the corner to Smith. Emma Smith with a reversal, Lexi Clark. Clark against Warner. That is two superstars going at it. Here's Smith. Works in, now forced to retreat back to Clark. She'll skip it over to Wittenberg. Catches it. Wittenberg out of the corner. 30 seconds into the second quarter, 18-11. Now a poke by Warner, diving on the floor for it. It goes to Clark in the corner. Her three, well short. Several misses like that early for Stone.
York getting a hand in the face. They're really closing out well defensively, getting that hand up, making it tough to get the shot away.
Pyle dumps it over for Emma Moon. Now Pyle, and she is fouled. It's going to be Brooklyn Lane picking up the personal. That is her first, team's first.
So many times people don't get credit for creating fouls. Almost a trap there, but Emma Pyle able to work it where she's a coach's kid. She's been in the gym a whole lot. She's able to draw the contact there, knows how to draw the contact to get the foul.
Cooper has it tied up, and that'll be a jump as both Cooper and Clark had their hands on it. The possession arrow belongs to Stone, and this is a really good game for York in particular because of this type of pressure that they're going to see. And obviously they have state championship aspirations. You face some of these teams out of West Tennessee that really jump at you with the press. Don't see that a ton necessarily around here. A good opportunity for them to feel this here late in the regular season.
And you're facing on a day after you already played a game last night, so that has to make that you have to work through a little fatigue to battle this as well.
Wittenberg sends it over to Lane. She picks up her dribble, steps through, puts it up, and a foul is called. Brooklyn Lane will go back to the Rico free throw line for two. She just split a trip at the end of the first quarter, and the foul will go on Emily Moon.
Great job getting it. We talk about Pyle drawing a foul. Lane able to do so right there. She looked like there was no way to get the ball up to the rim, but just keep playing and try to draw that contact.
First one is good for Lane. Now 2 for 3. 18-12, ton of basketball to be played. Both these teams can erase a single-digit deficit in about 15 seconds. Lane goes 2 for 2, and it's 18-13. Inbound goes to Rayleigh Warner. She'll send it to Cooper. Quick touch pass ahead to Franklin. They just shredded the press. Franklin pass fake, puts it up. Can't get it to go. Rebound down Wyatt. Now Wyatt, 3 white jerseys around her, sends it ahead to Smith. Here comes Smith in transition. Gives back Ashley Wittenberg. Wittenberg off a screen. Dumps it across to Lane. Her lay is good.
Yeah, that's just up and down. That's turning offense or defense into offense. Both teams able to do so. If you finish that one, though, but at the rim by York, things don't happen that way.
Rayleigh Warner in transition again. Drives, tries to dump it across. Turnover the other way. Now stolen right back by Cooper. She'll flip it to Warner, who lays it in. And a timeout going to be called by Michael Green, who's not pleased with some things. He'll burn the 32nd timeout, 20-15. York has the lead with 6:04 to go in the second quarter.
Well, Emma Cooper right there, you think the post is going to run down the floor, but she's not. She's kind of the post that plays with the guard mentality. You'll see many times she likes to bring the ball down the floor. She just hangs around and just waits for them to make that pass. All of a sudden, right there she is. They get a wide open layup. That's an easy basket for them. That's what you got to create against this 3A team.
Mayberry's Furniture is the presenting sponsor of the game of the week, and right now one of the biggest sales of the year, President's Day sale. Markdowns across the store, both in Crossville and in Cookeville. Crossville right in downtown Cookeville, just off the interstate on South Willow Avenue. 15,000 square foot showroom all across the store. We're talking bedroom sets, couches, recliners, fellas. your man cave needs a new recliner, go see our friends at Mayberry's Furniture. We appreciate them for being the presenting sponsor of the football, basketball, baseball, and softball game of the week all year long here at UCR.
And that's quality stuff they have,
100%. Quality stuff with quality local folks. They're going to treat you right. Go in and tell them that we sent you. Ashley Wittenberg, quick turnaround jumper inside off the feed from Clark is good.
Well, you know Wittenberg's going to get involved soon, and that may be the thing that gets her started.
First points of the game for Ashley Wittenberg, 20-17 now, one-score game as Werner has it in the front court. Rayleigh underhand flips to Cooper. She'll kick it back out. Corner Trey on the way for Moon. Won't hit. Wittenberg has the rebound. Able to dribble it on her way down. Saves it for a moment. Now there's a tie-up and a foul. And this one's going to go on Stone Memorial. And Bobby Rollins is trying to get everything situated down there. This one's going to go on Brooklyn Lane. That is her second. Now 3 different Lady Panthers have 2 fouls. Lauren Clark has not returned to the floor since picking up her second.
That's huge, too. They're going to just keep attacking.
Neither has Ella Jane May. Into the corner, Pyle, 3, no. Rebound down, Lexi Clark high points it, brings it ahead. Emma Smith into the front court, gives back to Wyatt. Nobody stopped her. Wyatt drives in, lays it in, and it's a 1-point game.
Well, she shows you she can make the 3. She shows you she can put it on the floor. When you have to respect that 3, that dribble drive becomes easier.
Little tic-tac-toe here as they try to solve the press. Cooper shrugs off Smith now. Just towering over the defense, gives to Rayleigh Warner. Warner on the drive, throws the runner up. Tough shot, hits Rayleigh Warner with the 2.
That's a very tough shot. You've got to control the body momentum, and you've got to be able to do it and still get the wrist motion correct, and she's able to do so.
That's 6 for Rayleigh Warner. On the other end, corner 3, no. Rebound down. Smith on the attempt. The board was grabbed by Moon, and York with the basketball ahead by 3. They've led by as many as 8. Now that one smacked out by Lexi Clark right into the first row. It'll stay with York as checking in is Caitlin Smith in for Emma Smith.
You see boys teams do it a whole lot. You don't see girls teams beat the press the way York's doing. They've got 4 seniors. They're a veteran team. They're older, and they're throwing long passes. If you can throw long passes that hard, that really helps you beat the press.
Joanna Ashburn into the game for York as Warner gets it in, looking for Pyle, and it's intercepted. Was touched by Clark, and now here they come. Wittenberg dumps it back to Clark. Lexi Clark, hard collision, will play on. Kick out, 3 on the way for Wyatt. Can't hit. Offensive rebound. Caitlin Smith has it. Smith double team, steps through, gives back to Lane. Lane to Smith. She'll flip it back to Wittenberg. A deep 3. Good. Ashley Wittenberg ties it up with a Gary Maxwell Insurance 3.
Wittenberg, a name synonymous with Crossville, and they can always shoot the 3. She hits her first one there tonight.
22-22. Dangerous feed. Grabbed by Ashburn. Ashburn sends it back to Franklin. York looking for a bucket. Pyle. Skip pass back to Cooper. Now into the corner. 3 on the way for Ashburn. Closeout was there, no good. Pyle's put back in a foul. Lexi Clark commits her first, and Emma Pyle, who is 4 for 4 at the line, returns to the Real Estate Collective free throw line for 2.
And there's that savvy by Emma Pyle. They're trying to box her out, but she's able to work her way around that defender trying to box her out inside. Just get the hand on it, knock it back to herself, and then get to the free throw line.
First free throw is good for Pyle. Pyle now has 8 points. That leads all scorers. York's lead is 1, 23-22. Next one, no good. And Lane has the rebound right down to her. Ahead, here's Lexi Clark. Stone wastes no time getting it up the floor. Wyatt sends it over to Wittenberg. Now Smith. Skip pass back to Wyatt. Zone look here for the Dragonettes. Wittenberg again from a mile away. Rains it home. Another Gary Maxwell Insurance 3.
Oh, when shooters start feeling it, good things happen for their team, and she's feeling it right now.
Ashley Wittenberg, back-to-back trays, and Stone has its first lead, 25-23. Here's Cooper in the front court. She'll skip it over again. This time, a little more space for Ashburn. Can't hit. Popped out. Offensive rebound. There's a tie-up. And a foul will be called. No, a jump. My apologies. Thought he was signaling a push. It's a jump. The arrow belongs to York.
Yeah, I think the outside official might have had a foul, but the underneath official overrules, calls the jump ball.
3:08 to go in the second. 25-23. Stone Memorial out in front. Warner throws it into Pyle. Pyle back out. Ashburn. Ashburn hands off Rayleigh Warner. Warner right there. Smith in front. Warner dumps it back Ashburn. Joanna Ashburn over to Rayleigh Warner. Double arrives on Warner. She shrugs off contact, goes into Rich. Her left-hand lay won't go. Wittenberg defensively has the rebound. Here they come again. trying to space the lead. Ashley Wittenberg dumps it back for Lexi Clark. Clark, Euro step, finger roll, good.
That's a great drive right there by Lexi Clark. You get a little extra step nowadays, and she's able to use that. Here they go again.
Stiff shot, turnover. Lexi Clark has it, puts it up and good. Timeout time for York Institute. Lexi Clark and Ashley Wittenberg getting rolling. And Michael Green wants 60 seconds to talk about things. We'll step aside with him. Stone on a run. They lead by 6 with 2.5 to go in the first half. It's the high school basketball game of the week presented by Mayberry's Furniture on the Watson Chevy UCR Media Network.
Turfmasters Landscape Management has been serving the Upper Cumberland since 1996. They offer a variety of services, including lawn maintenance, landscape design and installation, landscape lighting, irrigation systems, and more. They also provide snow and ice removal during the cold winter months. For more information, contact Matt Wilson at 931-261-1587 today. Turfmasters Landscape Management is a proud sponsor of this broadcast on the UCR Media Network.
Two and a half minutes to go in the first half, and it's Stone Memorial leading York 29-23. A game of runs, Craig Cantrell. It was York ahead by 7 at the end of the first, but the second quarter has been dominated. Stone outscoring the home team 18-5 so far in the frame.
And you don't really feel like they've dominated that much in this quarter. They've just kind of done it within the motion of the offense and the defense, and everything just flowing right now for Stone Memorial. And Wittenberg getting involved, that really changes things.
Here's Rayleigh Warner against the pressure out of the timeout by Michael Green. Callie Franklin dumps it over right side. Coach Green, the reigning coach of the year in the Upper Cumberland. Now Rich dumps it off to Cooper. Nice ball movement for York, and they stop the run for now.
Give and go so hard to stop. Cooper doesn't hesitate. She gave it up, dove right to the rim.
Lexi Clark, decisive drive, throws it up, may have been blocked by Warner, and it comes down to Caitlin Rich. Here's Rayleigh Warner, has it poked from behind, keeps her dribble down to a knee, gives it over to Cooper. Now Cooper weaving through traffic again. Emma Cooper throws it up. Can't get it to go, but it'll be 2 free throws at the Rico free throw line for big number 25 as the foul will go on Bella Wyatt.
Yeah, Rayleigh Warner got that block down on the other end, and that kind of started this play. But if that one falls in, it's a game of inches, isn't it? Just a couple inches more inside the rim, that's going to drop in.
Bella Wyatt commits her first. It's the team's 4th, and the first free throw is good for Emma Cooper. Now 5 points for Cooper. Make it 6 as she goes 2 for 2. 2-point game again. York with an answer out of that timeout. They've scored 4 straight.
But you think about Stone's doing this with 2 of their starters and 2 of their key players still on the bench.
Drive in. Wittenberg hit up high. Rich commits the personal. And now Ashley Wittenberg will stride to the Rico free throw line for 2. Exactly right. Lauren Clark and Ella Jane May have not played here in the second quarter, and Stone has gotten the lead.
That just shows you how good they've become, doesn't it?
Wittenberg's first free throw is good. Ashley Wittenberg didn't score in the first quarter. She's making up for it here. 9 in the frame, could make it 10 if she connects here. And she does. 2 for 2, and now it's 31-27. Pio inbounds to Rayleigh Warner. Warner, skip feed to Cooper. Dumps it back Franklin. Franklin over to Cooper. Sends it Pile. Now Warner. Trap being deployed here by Mike Buck. Cooper into Rich. Over to Franklin in the corner. Franklin back to Cooper. 4-point lead for the visitors. Rich puts one dribble down, now bounces back to Franklin. Franklin to Rich. Back to Warner. Warner covered by Lane. Dangerous pass. Smacked out again by Clark. It'll stay with York.
Good idea, but just a tough little window to throw it in. She's on the baseline, so Cooper can't help her out that much by going a little fade away to try to catch the pass. So really a break there for York.
Warner to inbound here, running out of time. And at the last possible second, somehow throws it over the top to Franklin. Now a give and go. Franklin has it on the wing. Smith right there defensively. Cooper sends it over to Rayleigh Warner. Warner tries to cross over lane. Dumps it back, Cooper. Under a minute to play in the quarter. Now Rich over to Franklin. Lines up the 3. Can't hit. Rebound Rich. Swiped by Clark. It's loose, and Lane runs it down. Here comes Stone, wasting no time. Wittenberg. Wittenberg still with it. Coast to coast. Drives in. Puts it up. Both defenders went straight up, and the rebound comes down to Warner. Warner and a foul. Smith commits the personal to be the first on Caitlin Smith, and this sends Rayleigh Warner to the line as York goes into the bonus. The Stone fans not happy, but Craig, that time Warner and Cooper went straight up on defense.
Yeah, they were straight up, and you've got to realize you got somebody with you going down the floor. It's a great job to attack the rim, but when they close that double team, somebody's going to be open somewhere. If not, just pull it back out and reset.
Rayleigh Warner at the Real Estate Collective free throw line rattles home the first. She now has 7 points in the contest, and you are going to need to know where your popcorn's at tonight. Sneak peek, that's coming later. And now Ella Jane May and Lauren Clark will check in for one offensive possession maybe with 36.4 to go in the half. Both of them had 2 fouls picked up relatively early in the first quarter. Here's Ashley Wittenberg. And Stone this time looks like they'll be content to hold for a final look. They've outscored the home team by 9 here in this second quarter so far.
Yeah, all the momentum going their way right now, and it's a lot with the player that's dribbling the basketball.
Wittenberg sends it back to Lexi Clark. Now dumps to Wittenberg. Corner, Trey can't get it to go. Offensive rebound. Wyatt, second chance. Out to Lauren Clark. Her three, no good. It was short. Offensive rebound. Wyatt who puts it in. Bella Wyatt with the lay. I think depth perception got some of our friends from Crossville behind us. That one was well short, but Wyatt, right place, right time, and a big second quarter for Stone Memorial on the road. They lead by 4 into the halftime locker room. When we come back, we'll have the Happy Hiller halftime show. 33-29 our score in the high school basketball game of the week, presented by Mayberry's Furniture on the Watson Chevy UCR Media Network.
The Crouch team with Highlands Elite Real Estate proudly presents this home with a great location just off Highway 111 on the south side of Cookeville. This home has just over 2,000 square feet, a 2-car garage, and beautiful hardwood flooring throughout. For more information, visit chadandamycrouch.com or call 931-979-1191. The Crouch team with Highlands Elite Real Estate is a proud sponsor of this broadcast on the UCR Media Network. Nelson Trophy and Screen Printing is proud to support student athletes and athletic departments throughout the Upper Cumberland. They are also proud to sponsor Nelson Trophy and Screen Printing's Player of the Game on this broadcast. From trophies to t-shirts, they can do it all. Be sure to stop by and see them at 120 Circle Drive in Allgood or give them a call at 931-537-9559. Nelson Trophy and Screen Printing, proud sponsor of this broadcast on the UCR Media Network.
Let the bidding begin. It's time for the show, and you know it's gonna go high. There's a buzz in the air, and people come from everywhere to hear the auctioneer cry. The sound of the gavel never gets old when you hear DJ say so. Live or online, we handle auctions of any kind.
Call Amanette's Eagle Auction at 526-5335, where we soar higher.
Looking for weekend lunch and dinner plans? Since 1971, Nick's Restaurant has been locally owned and operated. From mouth-watering prime rib to delectable ice cream pie, Nick's has it all. Their cozy atmosphere and great service will make you feel right at home. Plus, their banquet space is perfect for any event. Visit them at 895 South Jefferson Avenue or online at nickscookville.com. Nick's Restaurant is a proud sponsor of this broadcast on the UCR Media Network. The Real Estate Collective is a team of experienced, licensed real estate agents serving the entire Upper Cumberland region. Whether you are looking to buy or sell, the RICO team is ready to serve you. With a focus on people over profits, you can rest assured the Real Estate Collective can help make your real estate dreams a reality. Call 931-559-9500 for more information or see their current listings at letsgorico.com. The Real Estate Collective is proud to support student athletes in our area and this broadcast on the UCR. Watson Chevrolet is proud to present the area's best selection of new and pre-owned cars, trucks, and SUVs. Watson Chevy's staff of experts are ready to get you into your next vehicle with unmatched service and knowledge. Stop in at 2350 Cookeville Highway and get your vehicle serviced by their highly trained professionals. Right now, you can save money on oil changes, regular maintenance, and battery installation. And remember, don't buy till you see Jason Fye. Watson Chevy is proud to be the presenting sponsor of the UCR Media Network.
Finding that missing shin guard, remembering whether it's a home or away game, getting the right kid to the right playing field on the right day. Why are simple things sometimes so complicated? Thankfully, with auto owners, insurance doesn't have to be one of them. We work with independent agents who keep insurance simple so you can worry about more important things, like not being that fan.
Oh, come on, ref.
That's simple human sense.
SwallowsInsurance.com or call us today, 931-526-4025. Protecting your future. It's what we do.
Welcome into the Happy Hiller halftime show. Visit happyhiller.com to see how our friends at Hiller can help solve your plumbing, heating, cooling, and electrical problems today. That's happyhiller.com. At the break, it's the visitor. Stone Memorial 33 over York Institute 29. Very interesting back and forth first half. Stats from that first half scoring-wise. For Stone, it was 10 points for Ashley Wittenberg, all in the second quarter, 9 for Lexi Clark, 7 for Bella Wyatt, 5 for Brooklyn Lane, and 2 for Lauren Clark. On the other side, for York Institute, pretty balanced up and down the stat sheet. 8 points for Rayleigh Warner, 8 as well for Emma Pyle, 6 for Emma Cooper, 5 for Callie Franklin, and 2 for Emmeline Moon. Craig, really in that first half, first quarter, all York, second quarter, all Stone, and we got ourselves a dogfight.
That's what we expected. Two of these, the best teams in the state of Tennessee meeting here tonight in Jamestown. And I think the big key was in the first quarter, York was able to get to the rim and draw fouls and get to the free throw line, and that really helped them stake that lead. Second quarter, Coach Buck made some adjustments. They made one extra rotation that kept them from getting to the rim so much and kept them from getting fouled at the rim and getting to the free throw line. And then Ashley Wittenberg got hot, and once she gets hot, that really changes this Stone offense because everybody gets rolling then. And they're rebounding well. York was getting a ton of offensive rebounds in the first quarter. Stone did so in the second quarter, so it's just kind of, I think that's the key. When you get to the free throw line, you play really well. When you get offensive rebounds, you play really well. And these two teams showed it to us tonight.
Don't forget, we got a boys game upcoming. The young York Dragons take on a Stone Memorial team ranked statewide. One of the more underrated teams in the entire Upper Cumberland, if not beyond. They're playing really good basketball right now, led by Jack Cordell and Briggs Lau. We'll see if the Panthers can close out their regular season in style, but becoming a dangerous team. When you look at District 7-3, obviously you have Upperman at the top of it, but behind that, Stone has kind of emerged as the 2 seed, and in the region, when you look at all the other teams, Stone looks like every bit the team that's going to try and go on a postseason run to at least a sub-state.
Oh, yeah. They've really gotten better as the season went along. They found a way to play without drawing fouls. They were drawing some fouls early in the season. Now they're playing without doing that, and they've got good size. They're able to use that size very effectively, and they rotate a lot of players through. They play a lot of people. They play very aggressively. They look to attack, and they attack the rim. Then they can kick out and hit the three. They're a dangerous team. They can make some noise in the postseason.
We'll see them in action next against hosting York. But at halftime of our girls' game, the number 1 ranked team in Class 3A, Stone Memorial, leads the number 1 ranked team in Class 2A, York, 33-29. Third quarter action on the other side when we return. This is the high school basketball game of the week, presented by Mayberry's Furniture on the Watson Chevy UCR Media Network.
Mayberry's Furniture has been family-owned and operated since 1946 and is now serving the Upper Cumberland with locations in both Crossville and Cookeville, offering the largest array of solid wood furniture and mattresses in the area. They also provide a best price guarantee and in-house service and delivery. Stop into their 15,000 square foot showroom at 1020 South Willow Avenue in Cookeville to see their selection of Amish solid wood, flex steel, Tempur-Pedic, Sealy Posturepedic, and much more today. Mayberry's Furniture is proud to be the presenting sponsor of the high school football game of the week on the UCR Media Network. Livingston Regional Hospital is Livingston's hometown hospital. Located at 315 Oak Street, Livingston Regional Hospital provides compassionate quality care for all patients from local people you can trust so you can count on them to treat you like family. Their excellent staff offers years of experience and training to meet the needs of all patients. They understand the importance of providing care in a professional and comforting manner. They're proud to partner with Livingston Academy Athletics through the LRH Sports Medicine team. Livingston Regional Hospital is a proud sponsor of this broadcast on the UCR Media Network. Box Drop Cookeville is the easiest way to buy an affordable mattress, specializing in clearance and closeouts directly from the manufacturers. They're able to pass huge savings on to you. Make an appointment to see their warehouse full of selections including big-name hybrid and memory foam alongside traditional springs that are among some of the coolest to touch mattresses on the market. Call Brandon Lane at 931-349-7066 to make your appointment today. Box Drop Cookeville has been proud to serve Cookeville since 2018.
The teams have emerged from their locker rooms, and we're gearing up for the second half here in a battle between two heavyweights. The top two teams in the Upper Cumberland. Number 1 ranked in the UC Top 5, Stone Memorial. Number 2 in the UC Top 5, York Institute. They're each ranked number 1 in their respective classifications. Speaking of rankings and awards, coming up Monday night, it's the UCR basketball show presented by Fire and Vine. The headline is it's the return of Jacob Vincent, which we're very much looking forward to. And it's also where we will unveil the 2025-26 all Upper Cumberland teams and awards, Players of the Year, Freshman of the Year, Defensive Player of the Year, first, second, and third team. Honorable mentions alongside our defensive teams and freshman teams. And last but not least, Coach of the Year as well. That is Friday at 6 o'clock, the UCR basketball show presented by Fire and Vine. The awards are in. We know where they're going to be. It's a regular season award, but you have to find out on Monday what I know, which is who's winning all those awards.
You put some work in the last couple of weeks, and you're getting ready for that. That's always, people look forward to that big time.
Absolutely. Going to be very interesting. What we know is there will be a brand new Upper Cumberland Girls Player of the Year because Reese Beatty had won it 3 consecutive years. We'll see who it is on Monday. I know a lot of players on this floor are featured in some of those teams, as Lexi Clark, speaking of, steps through, lays it up and in, and a strong start as Stone goes back in front by 6.
I don't think I've ever seen anybody use a Euro step as many times as she has tonight.
Franklin, coast to coast, finger roll, and a quick answer for York Institute.
That's what they did in the first quarter. They go back to that, attacking the rim, getting all the way to the rim.
Lauren Clark in the front court starts to drive. Cooper bodies her up. Clark spins it back outside. Here's Smith on the drive, gives back to Clark. Clark with a head of steam, now drives and retreats back out to Lexi Clark. Lexi steps, sends it back to Lauren. She'll line up the left wing 3 and hits. Lauren Clark with a Gary Maxwell Insurance 3.
Just replaced Lexi Clark getting over there. Now they almost get a deflection.
Rayleigh Warner trying to weave through an attacking defensive Stone Memorial. Franklin over to Pyle, 2-on-1. Emma Pyle, fade away, no Cooper right there for the putback.
Boy, that's just great play by Pyle, attacking the rim, trying to get a little separation, then that offensive rebound by York again.
Here's Lexi Clark in the front court. We're live on the main UCR Facebook page and YouTube channel tonight. Noah McKay, Craig Cantrell, happy to be along with you. Always a great time when I get to call a game with Craig and my Valentine to my left. We always spend Valentine's Day in gyms. Madison McKay producing things for us. Ella Jane May into the low block. Fade away, tough shot, gets it to go. Ella Jane May missed a lot of the first half with foul trouble. Now she's on the stat sheet.
It's a tough shot. Defender straight up, after having to arc it way up over the hands, able to get the drop in.
Rayleigh Warner has it. Warner, guarded by Smith, gives back to Cooper. Cooper goes to work off the dribble, kicks over left side. Here's a drive and a reversal. That one intercepted. Lexi Clark read it the whole way. Stone basketball trying to get their largest lead. Up by 7. Lexi back to Lauren. A deep 3. Wide right, missed everything. Out of bounds. Possession back to York.
Yeah, she may have been a little deeper than she thought right there. Just stepped into it. She got a little deflection of that pass down there to help force the turnover.
Inbound goes to Callie Franklin. Franklin fires it ahead. York is shredding this press right now, but good recovery defense by May. Diving on the floor and a timeout granted to Michael Green. they really have gotten into the front court at will. That being said, Stone's made some big buckets, the 3 by Clark, the 2 by May, to space their lead out to 7, Craig.
Yeah, like I said in the first half, they kind of do it and you don't really notice it. They're just making plays within the offense, getting into a rhythm, and they're able to do that. But the York passing game, the way they throw the pass, it's not anything soft. Everything has got some smoke on it, and it gets there. And when you do that, then you're able to attack that way. They have done a good job beating the press, but Stone, they don't quit. They got that stop late there. They're going to stick with it all the way to the bucket.
Hit that like button on the broadcast, whether you're watching on Facebook or on YouTube. Make sure you follow the page. Over 40% of people who watch our broadcast on Facebook are not following the page, which is incredible considering we got 47,000 followers. We're hunting 50,000. Make sure you hit that follow button. Subscribe if you're watching on YouTube. Out of the timeout, Rayleigh Warner inbounds to Emma Cooper. Now Pyle. Little head fake for Emma Pyle. Hasn't got it going from long range yet. Touch pass in. Clark bodies her up. Shot partially blocked. Wittenberg on the rebound. Pass over to Lauren Clark. Franklin right there. Commits the foul. Callie Franklin picks up her first, and it's the team's first.
And you talk about that logging. If you do that, you get little notifications and everything, so it kind of lets you know what's like the announcement of the award show coming up. So if you that just helps you know more of what's going on with the high school basketball.
Exactly right. And you're going to want to know what's going on because we are about to broadcast a metric ton of games.
And a half.
Yeah, in the next month or so. Craig going to be a big part of that. Step back 3, Lexi Clark. Good. Lexi Clark with a Gary Maxwell Insurance 3. Watch out. Lady Panthers with a double-digit lead.
Well, they don't need much room, do they? When they step outside, they're ready to look at the rim. That's kind of like Coach Mike Buck. He was a scorer when he played. You know, he could be a coach that does something not many have done. He could win. He's already got a boys' state championship. If he could get this team to the finish line and win a girls, Charles Mitchell may be the only one that's done that around the area.
Lexi Clark committed a foul after raining that 3 in, so that is her second. Dangerous pass tipped by Clark. Franklin has it, bounces to Pyle. Pyle with May in front, retreating back out, now dumps it into Cooper. Hands off Pyle, steps through, shoulders up, no, off the underside of the backboard. Knocked out of play, and it'll stay with York.
We'll give Ella Jane May some credit there. She had a spot, she established that spot, and just didn't move. Forced Pyle underneath the rim, didn't give any ground to let her come back out.
Warner to inbound here from the baseline. Fires in, and it went off of May's back, and it's intercepted. Now Lauren Clark ahead to Lexi Clark. All alone for the lay. Watch out, Stone ahead by 12.
Stone says we can throw the long ball, too, and they do it there to get the long two-point play.
And it's Lexi Clark now up to 16 points. She's really getting rolling. Just a freshman as Cooper sends it ahead. Now a drive open, lane swiped away. Lauren Clark with the steal. She took it away from Moon. Now again, Lexi Clark all alone, puts it up and in.
Oh, my goodness. That is just pretty basketball right there. You throw it 60 feet on a dime and get the finish at the rim.
York's falling apart right now as that one's knocked out of play by Wittenberg. The official, after the last bucket, turned around towards Michael Green, seeing if he wanted a timeout, but he's running low on them. And instead, Mike Buck is going to call the timeout. 30-second timeout with 4:28 to go in the third. Right now, Stone trying to break this game open. York trying to avoid what happened yesterday in Cookeville where it got away from them late.
Yeah, and Stone can do that to you. When they start running the basketball the way they're doing, they get a lot of points in a really, really quick time, and that's what they've been able to do. Force a turnover, they're gone. And that's what they love to do. Coach Buck loves to run, and they love to attack, and they're doing it well right now.
And York early in this quarter was breaking the press.
Yeah.
The past couple of possessions, they have it, and all of a sudden you've seen that 7-point game at the last timeout balloon up, and now it's a 14-point lead for the visitors.
That's what we talked about. They don't quit in that press. York has gotten it into the front court on the last couple of possessions, but Stone, they just continue to be aggressive in the half-court defense, just letting that full-court press roll in the half-court defense, and they've just been able to force turnovers.
Emma Pyle to inbound. She'll send it to Rayleigh Warner. Warner picks up her dribble. Very closely guarded by Amos. Big to get her back in the lineup for Stone. A little bit of depth as Franklin lines up the three, and it hits on top of the backboard, and it'll go back the other way to Stone Memorial. A long time without a bucket for York Institute. They scored 4 early in the frame, have not scored since. Amos sends it over left side to Lauren Clark. Clark sizes up Cooper, steps back, now dumps it into May. May against Pyle. That pass was tipped. It's loose still, and Callie Franklin comes away. First turnover in a while for Stone. Ahead to Rayleigh Warner. She'll dump it over to Franklin. Callie Franklin lays it in for 2.
Great job running the floor that time. Franklin going to the rim, and that whistle stopping play.
And an inbound violation as Lauren Clark stepped across the line. And the official went over and told her, and they both kind of had a smile on her face. Just sometimes that happens. Possession back to York Institute.
You've seen a lot this year. I have. You don't see it for several years, and all of a sudden it just pops up a whole lot in the season.
Well, these teams are trying to go fast. Sometimes you get a little too fast. Pile to inbound. She'll flip it over Ashburn with room to operate. Joanna Ashburn, sends it over. Now Cooper in the low block. Cooper turns, pivots baseline, puts it up. May, great defense. Clark on the rebound. Here comes Stone again. Clark lost handle, diving on the hardwood for it, ripping for it. And they will call a jump with the arrow belonging to York.
Well, that's what you miss when Ella Jane May's on the bench in foul trouble. That defense inside by May. She's got those long arms. She's got the length that she needs to guard, and she just is a tough defender inside.
Sideline inbound in the front court for York Institute. Rayleigh Warner to do it. 3:37 to go in the third. It's a 12-point game. Both these teams can erase a deficit quickly. We've already seen Stone do it. Now York's trying to do so. Ashburn threw it into the backcourt. Warner couldn't save it. Possession back to Stone, and that's really an unforced error by York.
Yeah, and that's what this Stone defense does to you. When they start forcing turnovers, it starts speeding you up. It gets in your head, makes that clock run a little bit faster inside your head. That I've got to get rid of the basketball. That's what they did, and just that pass a little too much on it.
47-35. Stone with the lead end of basketball. Ashley Wittenberg has it. She hasn't scored in the third quarter. They haven't needed. Lexi Clark's going nuclear. Speaking of, she has it on the left wing side. Working against Warner. Drives, finger roll, blocked. Warner got her hand on it. Possession back to the Dragonettes. Here comes Warner. She spins through a double team. Harassing still. Clark and Amos each in there, and Amos got her hands into the cookie jar. That'll be her second. Team second.
That's just kind of the MO of Stone, though. They're gonna try to reach in. They're going to try to tie you up. But Rayleigh Warner, it's like the basketball's on a string, isn't it? I love to watch her dribble.
Speaking of, pulls up from the elbow, contested by Clark. Wyatt on the rebound. Another one and done for the Dragonettes. Not a whole lot of offensive rebounds either way as Wittenberg lines up the three, can't hit. And right on cue, there's a one and done. Rebound by Rayleigh Warner. She'll bounce it back to Emma Cooper. Cooper down 12. To Franklin, wide open, passes up the look, instead drives, throws it up, and a foul is called. Bella Wyatt will pick up her second. A host of Lady Panthers have 2, but nobody has 3, as Callie Franklin goes to the Real Estate Collective free throw line to shoot 2.
And you're okay if you get through the third quarter with only 2. You can continue to play normally the way you do, and just try to watch it when you get to the fourth.
Franklin's free throw rattles around before dropping through. That's now 10 points. Callie Franklin, the senior, one of the more underrated players in the Upper Cumberland. Just does a lot of things really well for this team. She's a big reason why there's been no step back. In fact, maybe even a step forward this year for York. And now Amos double-teamed in a foul. Emma Cooper made contact with time running out. Cooper commits her second, team second.
Think about Callie Franklin. She's just a great athlete. You look at her size. She's not one of the biggest kids out there, but she's one of the hardest working kids with the athletic ability that she has. That just kind of takes her to another level.
Lauren Clark to inbound from the baseline. Now, what a feat. To Lexi Clark again. Drives blocked. Rayleigh Warner with the swat. Fight for the rebound. It's loose. Amos has it for Stone. What a rejection. Now Clark over to Wyatt. Lines up the three. Can't hit. Rebound Cooper and a foul. There is a hold between Franklin and Lexi Clark. And it's Franklin who gets tagged for the personal. That'll be her second, team's third.
And that series right there is what you get when you get 2 number 1 ranked teams playing each other. You've got athletes making plays that most teams can't make, and they're making them on both sides.
Well, you know who just filmed that? It's Goose down on the sideline right now. The Goose is loose. Cinematic recap from this game presented by Risher Roofing is coming as a foul. Pyle got away with one bump, then reached. That's when the whistle came in. It'll be her first, team's fourth.
Probably could have continued to bump there, but when you put the hand out, that's when they're going to get you, especially when the angle he's looking at, same angle we're at, you can see right in there.
Baseline inbound for Stone. They're trying to break it open. 10-point game. Another big-time collision. Lexi Clark is down. Emma Cooper took a tumble. I think this is going to be Cooper. And it is, and now all of a sudden, Stone, in the blink of an eye, is in the bonus. Lexi Clark is going to go to the Rico free throw line to shoot 2. And they got that one on Cooper. It is her third.
That's tough when you hit the elbow that way. She did it a couple of times. Logan Clark hit the elbow earlier, and that time Lexi Clark hit it hard on the floor. It wasn't the head that hit, but you could hear that elbow hitting, and you hit that funny bone, bad things happen.
And now we're going to have a whistle and a stoppage here, and the officials are going to have a discussion. Who was fouled is the question. It was Lauren Clark, they'll say. So Lauren Clark hit the hardwood, and I think that may have been a slight bit of gamesmanship because Lexi Clark is a phenomenal free throw shooter. She went to the line, and it'll be Lauren to the line instead to shoot two.
I thought Lexi was the one that hit the
Well, she hit the hardwood, but I think that wasn't the foul. I think they had the foul right next to it as the free throw is no good for Clark. But the reaction from Lexi told me that it may be a little gamesmanship.
Could be. Could be. And she's looking at that elbow. It looks like a little knot already forming on it.
Lane checking in here as Amos checks out. Clark's next one is on its way. It is no good. 0 for 2. Rebound down pile. And here's Rayleigh Warner with it. Warner, dangerous pass, intercepted. Clark picks it off, sends it to Lexi, who turns, puts it up. No. Rebound, punch, saved in. No. Lane had her foot on the line. Possession back. This game is so interesting, Craig, because there's some lulls, and then all of a sudden, bang, it's on.
Well, they jump into that pressure out of a missed free throw. So many times that's so hard to do. Stone did it great that time, though.
Now Franklin with a head of steam as she weaves through traffic. Franklin drives in on May, puts it up, too strong, no. Rebound, Wyatt has it, now wrestles it away. Here comes Bella Wyatt, ahead to Lexi Clark, who gathers it in the front court, steps through a trap, and she's fouled. And now York getting a little bit foul happy. 2 free throws for Lexi Clark as Franklin commits her third. Clark will go to the Real Estate Collective free throw line for 2.
I tell you, York avoided one up here. Emma Cooper set a great screen up here for Franklin to get free to get down the floor. But in that open floor, it's so hard for a big to get set and for that guard to run off it the way they did.
Lexi Clark was ice water on Tuesday at the free throw line in a big win against Upperman. She hits the first here. That's her first attempt of the game. She has 8 in the quarter, 17 tonight.
That's a pretty shot, too. That's just, it's got the right arc to it, got the right backspin. That's somebody spent a lot of time in the gym.
Clark flies away and hits the second, 2 for 2. 18 points in Stone, back in front by 12. Trying to put the clamps on here as Rayleigh Warner is trapped. Ball got a little sticky. Pyle smacks that one off of Clark, who knocked it out of play. She's rubbing her forearm where it hit. It'll stay with York.
Seems like when you get a little hit somewhere, everything's drawn to it.
Inbound goes to Warner. Smith tries to stay in front. Everybody wants a foul on everything in this gym right now as Franklin gives to Cooper. Cooper spins. And maybe an argument on that one. Cooper battles back out to Warner. Warner works it left side. Starts to drive. Has it poked from behind out of play. Rayleigh took a dive. She's all right. Possession stays with York with just under 90 seconds to go in the third.
That's just good teams playing, though. Great teams playing defense, and you're going to get some contact. There's going to be some plays. It's not always a foul. It's always teams playing hard.
Rayleigh Warner needs a breather as now Pyle tried to get that one around May. It's knocked away, another turnover. Those are mounting for the Dragonettes. Here's Wittenberg against Ashburn. No Rayleigh Warner on the floor on defense is a big deal. Wittenberg drives, throws the runner, no, rebound loose. It's grabbed away by Moon. She steps out and is fouled. This will be the 4th on Stone. I believe they'll get this one on Smith. They will. It's Emma Smith with her first.
And how about the play by Ella Jane May to deflect that throw in when she's only a couple of feet from it and able to make the steal.
Cooper has it here. York looking for a little bit of momentum into the 4th quarter, and she's fouled. A reach from behind as Emma Smith went after it, and now this puts York into the bonus. 2 free throws for Emma Cooper at the Real Estate Collective free throw line.
They're tightening it up a little bit, aren't they? They feel that it's getting a little physical, getting a little emotional, and the refs right now are going to try to take control.
49-38 our score as the first free throw is good for Cooper. Sorry, the scoreboard got a little bit off there. We'll get it corrected.
Cooper, like you said earlier, went into the 1,000-point club here at York. They've had some great players on this that have played at this school, and she's one of those on that long list.
And she goes 2 for 2 at the stripe. And what York is doing is hanging around right now. They have not been buried. As Lexi Clark, dangerous pass. Oh, my goodness. Lane sends over to May, who puts it in. That is ridiculous.
The big thing about that play is having the guts to do it. Most players won't have the guts to throw that long pass. Stone does.
Pyle with it. She's triple team. Steps through, spins it over to Franklin. Lines up the three. Can't get it to bank in. Long rebound. Here they come. Numbers if they hurry. Lexi Clark does. Clark drives on Cooper. Puts it up. And a foul. And this is huge. It is the fourth on Emma Cooper. And Lexi Clark is going to go to the Rico free throw line for two.
Well, Lexi Clark helped out the official there. She saw that the momentum was carrying Cooper to the sideline. She's going to throw it up and just try to go into her a little bit with the body. Let that momentum carry the player into you. You'll get that call every time.
43.7 seconds to go in this quarter. And now Stone starting to separate. They lead by 13 as Lexi Clark hits the front end of two.
And now York gets really smaller, a lot smaller with Emma Cooper going out. So look for May and Logan Clark to look to attack inside.
Next one coming for Lexi Clark. And hits. She's gotten a couple of friendly rolls there. They'll take it. 13 in the quarter, 22 tonight for Lexi Clark.
It's a shooter's touch. When you shoot it the correct way, you're going to get that bounce sometimes. A little discussion here. I'm not sure what this is about.
Neither am I. Mr. Dyer, Mr. Rollins are having a discussion.
Maybe the possession arrow.
I think you could be right about that. No, they're correcting who that foul was on. It says 20 on the board. It was 25 who it was called on, which it was Emma Cooper. The board is wrong. And the officials say they have it correct. And that's what he's telling Michael Green as well. York would definitely prefer that foul to go on Moon, who only had one.
Yes, they would.
Warner's back in as Pyle sends it ahead. Now Addison Moon sends back Pyle. 10-second clock ticking. Moon running out of time. Tries to get it back across. Pyle does get it just in time to Rich. She'll give back Warner. Warner down 14. Largest lead of the game for either team. Pass to Moon, now Warner spins away from danger. Now weaves and dumps it back Franklin. Looking for the answer. Popped out, no. Halfway down, and a foul on the rebound attempt. And it's going to be free throws upcoming as Ella Jane May picks up her third. First Lady Panther with three. Caitlin Rich will go to the Rico free throw line for two.
You know, I watched the warm-ups of the York Lady Dragons, and they were just filling it up from three. But now they can't seem to get a three to go, and that's really been a hindrance to their offense.
And Rich misses the first free throw. Lauren Clark, Lexi Clark, and Bella Wyatt all checking into the game here for Stone for an offensive possession as they look to maybe put an early dagger in if they can go down and get a bucket here going into the fourth quarter on the road.
What about the great minutes by those subs that came in for Coach Mike Buck, though? The two Smiths and Lane, they played a great few minutes there.
Rich connects for her first point of the game. It's 53-40. And Stone basketball. 17.8 to go. York showing full court pressure. Wittenberg, they're trying to slow him down if nothing else. Ahead to May. It doesn't work. Over to Wyatt. Wyatt drives in, pulls up from the block. Can't hit. Rebound is loose. May has it second chance. Back to Wittenberg. Her three. Pops out. No good. 4 seconds. Second chance again. Lexi Clark for three. That one's off the mark and brings us to the end of a strong third quarter for Stone Memorial. After three, it's Stone 53, York 40. It's the high school basketball game of the week presented by Mayberry's Furniture on the Watson Chevy UCR Media Network.
Livingston Regional Hospital is Livingston's hometown hospital. Located at 315 Oak Street, Livingston Regional Hospital provides compassionate quality care for all patients from local people you can trust so you can count on them to treat you like family. Their excellent staff offers years of experience and training to meet the needs of all patients. They understand the importance of providing care in a professional and comforting manner. They're proud to partner with Livingston Academy Athletics through the LRH Sports Medicine team. Livingston Regional Hospital is a proud sponsor of this broadcast on the UCR Media Network. Box Drop Cookeville is the easiest way to buy an affordable mattress, specializing in clearance and closeouts directly from the manufacturers. They're able to pass huge savings on to you. Make an appointment to see their warehouse full of selections including big-name hybrid and memory foam alongside traditional springs that are among some of the coolest to touch mattresses on the market. Call Brandon Lane at 931-349-7066 to make your appointment today. Box Drop Cookeville has been proud to serve Cookeville since 2018.
Welcome back as we gear up for fourth quarter action here in the Upper Cumberland Generators broadcast booth. I'm Noah McKay. That's Craig Cantrell. 53-40. Stone Memorial trying to close out the regular season with another ranked victory. They're winners of 8 consecutive games. They're gearing up. They know they'll play next a week from today against the winner of Livingston and Cumberland County, who will play in the 4-5 game on Friday at Cookeville High School. No easy feat, but they swept both of those teams in the regular season. The other 7-3A matchup, your average semifinal, Sparta and Upperman going to face off at Cookeville. Quick movement here. Ella Jane May can't get the lay, but tipped the rebound out to Wyatt. She'll line up the 3. Why not? But can't hit. Warner on the rebound. York trying to put a run together here to stay in this basketball game. Here's Rayleigh Warner. Kicks out Franklin. Now Pyle. First open tray for Emma Pyle, but she can't hit. Rebound tipped. It was knocked out by Lauren Clark, so it'll stay with the Dragonettes.
That 3A tournament, the sad thing about it is 2 of those teams, or 3 of those teams in the 7-3A district, they're not going to go to the state tournament. They could win most every other region and sub-state, and that's kind of a shame.
The district and region tournament could be better than the state tournament when you talk about caliber of teams there in 3A. The 3A is a very good bracket this year, very good classification as Cooper's lay won't go. May has the rebound but threw it away. Possession back to the Dragonettes, 44 seconds into the fourth quarter.
Yeah, Cooper just kind of hanging back there to make that pass a little difficult. She was able to force the errant throw out of bounds.
Let us know in the comments who you are, where you're watching from, who you're cheering for. Al is cheering on Stone. Bernice is watching, as is Janie and Donna. And Jeremy Tollison's tuning in. He's cheering on the officials. 2 of his buddies out there officiating. As Franklin has it. Bounces over to Pyle. Pyle skip to Warner. Nice feed. Now Franklin. Thought better of it since baseline. Warner underhand flips open. Having to adjust though was Moon. Her shot won't go. Long rebound Franklin. Over to Pyle. Now Cooper. Cooper to Moon. Moon, baseline feed. Franklin who puts it in for 2.
Great cut and a great look. Movement without the basketball breaks down the defense.
Another full court feed. Lexi Clark has 24 as she puts it in. And it took a minute and a half for York to score. It took about 8 seconds for Stone to answer.
That's a great pass. I don't see how she hit her on that dead run.
Now Pyle, 3. No. Long board off the heel. Ends up with Wittenberg. Quickly out and running again, the Lady Panthers. They smell blood. Wittenberg. Back to Lexi Clark.
It's a great decision by Ashley Wittenberg. She had a break 1-on-3 earlier. She took it, decided to attack them. That taught her something there. She backs this one out, and they set the offense.
May has it here as they go to work in the front court. Right side, Wyatt. Now over to Clark. Lauren Clark waits. York's going to have to apply some pressure here or Stone will just bleed this game out. No shot clock. They're not putting it in tonight. Wittenberg. Right side to Wyatt. Back to Wittenberg. 5:45 to go in the ball game.
If they spread them out, the backdoor cuts are going to be open for these Stone Panthers that are great athletes.
Wittenberg calls for assistance. Checks to see that 5-second clock is not ticking. Now over to Lauren Clark. Ahead to May. They bled a minute off the clock. Ella Jane May drives and kicks to Lauren Clark. Skips it back Wyatt. Bella Wyatt picks up her dribble. First real pressure, but they're able to get it back to Wittenberg. Wittenberg sends over to Lexi Clark.
You know, Coach Buck's coaching for the future right now.
And there it is. That is the Stone special, but the lay missed. Wittenberg got right open. Those back cuts, especially in fourth quarter situations, they used to kill teams with Tessa Miller and Maddie Buck with that. Warner to Pyle. Stone knows they just have to lock in on defense, but a foul. Big call here. Ella Jane May playing with 3. She was in there, but it'll go on Lauren Clark. No, 35. They had 3, but 35. It's Bella White who picks up her 3rd. And I believe Michael Green wants time to talk about things here. And Craig, with Stone's ability to bleed the clock like we just saw and handle the basketball for York, they're going to have to put in a trap, you would imagine here. But against this defense, scoring 13 points alone in the next 4 minutes and 51 seconds is a tough task.
It's a big mountain to climb. But like I started to say a moment ago, he's coaching for the future right now. There's going to be times where they're going to be in situations, a 4, 5, 6-point game in the postseason against a very good team, that you're going to have to be able to do this. You're going to have to bring it out. You're going to have to shorten the game. And this is a great spot to be able to work on that against a team that can make you play that the way teams in the postseason are going to. So it's a great job by Coach Mike Buck, kind of working to improve his team for the future.
York scored 18 points in the first quarter. They've scored 24 points since then. You talked about the adjustment to eliminate some of those driving lanes. They've made it. York hasn't had a ton of open threes, but they've missed the ones that haven't gone, and they've been able to really pack the paint well at this point. There would have to be a narrative shift in this game for York to have an ability to have a comeback. Now, they're capable of sparking, but they're running out of time to do so.
Well, Stone just settled in. You know, they were on the road last night at Cumberland County. That's a different-looking gym. You come on the road tonight to Jamestown, it's a different-looking gym. You've got to adjust to your environment. Took them a quarter to do so, but when they did and they settled down, and defense travels, and they're playing defense all over the floor, and that's just the thing. I think once they settled into this environment here, they became much better.
Inbound to Emma Pyle. She fires it to Cooper. It was off the mark and a turnover. Not what York wanted. Here is Lauren Clark. Fires it ahead to May. She'll dump back to Wittenberg. Wittenberg drives, throws it up with the right hand. Good. Ashley Wittenberg. Every bucket feels like a dagger. Largest lead of the game for the Lady Panthers as Clark tipped that one from behind Warner out of play. It'll stay with York.
And it just wears you down the way they throw those long passes. You don't get, usually sometimes when you score, you get to slow down a little bit going down the floor. Stone does not let you slow down for a second or they're behind you.
Franklin bounces ahead to Cooper. Now ahead. Here's Moon. Moon turns, baseline, shot blocked, but a foul. Ella Jane May called for her fourth. And this will be 2 free throws for Emmeline Moon, the freshman, her first trip to the Rico free throw line tonight.
Good take right there, though. You get it down low, you've got to attack the rim. She does so against May. May kind of got a little off balance there, kind of fell into her.
First one for Moon. Wow, hit every part and then fell through. Got the friendly roll.
Hit the horn while it's still bouncing, didn't they?
They try to vibrate it, make it go through.
Yeah.
May checks out with that fourth foul. Smith back in. Next one for Moon doesn't get the roll. Clark tips the rebound, saves it into Wittenberg. Wittenberg dumps it back to Lauren Clark. Dangerous feed nearly intercepted. We'll have a tie-up as Cooper got her hands in. Possession stays with York with 4:15 to go.
Stone's very athletic, aren't they? Just the athletic plays that they can make all over the floor by a lot of different players. That's just tough to adjust to.
Ashburn checking back in here for York. 4:15 to go. They trail by 14. Warner trying to get it in. Clark denies one way, so she goes back left to Franklin. Now Cooper, a little give and go. Franklin swiped out, and it'll stay on this end as Clark got her hands on it.
That's smart by Lauren Clark, though. The way she's defending, using the backboard to help her, that takes away half the floor. They're having to throw it into the left side.
And they don't want to. Warner trying. She finally gets it to Pyle. Tough pass. Stiff screen by Cooper. Pyle has it. Now fires in. Ashburn steps through, blocked, knocked into the air. Fight for the rebound. Still loose. Diving Ashburn and a foul. Hustle play. The foul will go on Bella Wyatt. That'll be her fourth, and it'll be York basketball. No, my apologies. Sorry, Craig. It's Lauren Clark. She picks up her third.
You know, this game and the standings and everything, it doesn't mean a whole lot, but except bragging rights. These two groups of players know each other, and they are playing hard out there.
Rayleigh Warner's got to throw it at the last moment. Maybe got 5.5 seconds, finds Franklin. Franklin on the drive, dumps it over to Cooper. Under 4 minutes to play in the ball game. It's a 14-point Stone lead. Franklin, corner three. Popped out. Cooper, offensive rebound and a foul. This is the fourth on Lauren Clark. And Emma Cooper will go to the Real Estate Collective free throw line to shoot two.
And that's her game. She loves to work the offensive glass, and she came flying in to get that one. Nobody put a body on her. If you leave Emma Cooper without boxing her out, she's going to get that rebound.
First one is good for Cooper. Emma Cooper with 11 points. She's playing with 4 fouls, but now all bets are off. You got to play everybody if you're Michael Green. They are shorthanded tonight. Injuries, but still battling with Stone. It's a 12-point game now as Clark fires it in. That one intercepted. Another turnover. Franklin to Warner. No. Gets the rebound. Tries to get it over to Franklin, who has it. Wrestles, and another foul. And this is going to be free throws. Into the bonus goes York. The makings of a comeback starting to percolate as Lexi Clark picks up her third. Foul trouble. And this is going to be a tech. Oh, watch out here. We will have a technical foul on Stone. And this is going to be 2 free throws. And it's going to be Lauren Clark. Her day is done. That'll be her 5th.
That's a huge call.
It's Clark's 5th. This is 4 free throws in the ball, Craig, for York with 3:40 to go in the ball game.
This can get you right back in it.
And I'm not sure they realize, but that is, I believe, Clark's 5th foul. They have it at 4. I may be wrong on that, as Franklin has made the first 2, and now we'll get 2 more. It'll be Emma Pyle who strides in to shoot them.
So they've scored the last 2, so they've got a chance to have a big run right here on just a couple of trips down the floor.
It was definitely Clark's 5th foul up here. We have it tallied as Pyle misses. I'm a little surprised they went away from Franklin after making 2, but Pyle's been really good at the free throw line. She hits the second and the ball with York. Now down 9 with 3:40 to go. So Clark stays in with 4 fouls, but she also has to be very careful, Craig. If she picks up another tech or an intentional or an attack, she'd be thrown out and missed the first 2 games of the district tournament. So she has to be extremely careful.
Yes.
Emma Cooper sends it over to Pyle. York within 9. Franklin open. 3, good. Look out. Here come the Dragonettes. It's a Gary Maxwell Insurance 3. Callie Franklin splashes it quickly ahead. Here's Lexi Clark. That's a kick. Emma Cooper just stuck her foot out and knocked it away. It'll stay with Stone, but this game has changed immediately. That is a 6-point possession for York Institute.
This is what we expected. This is what we thought it would be, and it's about to start living up to its hype coming into this game.
Inbound coming from the baseline, Wittenberg. She'll get it into Clark. Cooper, she's got to be careful playing with 4 fouls. So is Lauren Clark. Clark dribbles with the left hand, gets a step, gets free, inside, lay is good. And that's the fouls coming through as Lauren Clark able to get the open lay.
She couldn't try to body up with her, and that just let her have the room to make that move.
Rayleigh Warner with it. Warner across, looking for Ashburn, tipped by Clark, stolen away. Now Clark ahead, finds Lexi. Foot race, Lexi, foul, and 1. A sensational finish by the superstar freshman who's going to the line, trying to complete a 3-point play.
Oh, that was huge right there. And the outlet pass has been so effective for Stone Memorial. They make it and they throw it in a spot where the player can do something with it. And Lexi Clark, you give her a chance to do something with it, she's going to every time.
That is Emma Cooper's 5th foul. Her day is done. She tried to make it count. She tried to say, forget it, I'm going to make her miss. But Lexi Clark put some English on it, got it to go, and goes to the line trying to complete a 3-point play.
And Clark enjoyed that. She was able to score against a big there inside, and you can tell that was a bucket that she loved making.
Lexi Clark at the line, flies away and hits just like that. Stone silences the home crowd. They're back ahead by 11. Here's Franklin in transition. Coast to coast, Franklin, left-hand lay. Can't get it to go. May on the rebound. Stone trying to ice it now. Here's Wittenberg with numbers. Wittenberg wiggles through, puts it up and in. 14 for Ashley Wittenberg.
They're not slowing down. They take a lead. You think they might slow it down a little bit? Not with Stone. They're going to attack.
And now a steal for Smith. Diving on the floor out of bounds, and Smith was last to touch. So they'll go back to York.
I love it, playing the same way in the fourth you do in the first. That's what they're doing here.
Don't forget, this game is presented by Mayberry's Furniture President's Day Sale. Right now, markdowns all across the store. Enjoy your holiday with a brand new couch as Callie Franklin sends it in here. And Moon will be fouled. Emmeline Moon's going to go to the line to shoot 2 as York is in the bonus. See who they get on this one. It goes on Lexi Clark. That is her 4th.
But like you talked about, they've been able to spread those fouls around, and nobody's fouled out for Stone. They've been able to move the fouls, the players in and out to keep them from fouling out.
Moon hits the first. Emmeline Moon has 4 points tonight. Her next one is no good. Now 2 for 4 at the line, but that one's out of bounds. Wittenberg couldn't get it clean, and it'll stay with York. Josie Crabtree going to check in for the first time as Moon checks out. 12-point game with 2:18 to go.
Yeah, it's still a lot of time. This is far from over. These Lady Dragons, they score here. This is going to get interesting again.
Warner again running out of time. Threw it away. Wittenberg on the steal. The inbound defense has been great for Stone in this game. Here's Wyatt. Bounces it ahead left side. 2:05 to go and a foul. Franklin with a hand check. That'll be the 4th on Callie Franklin. 2nd team foul against York Institute.
That's a big thing right there. They've got 2 to give still before Stone goes to the free throw line.
And time working against the home team. Stone just trying to execute here, and they'll get their 9th consecutive win. They go into the backcourt. Wittenberg, she's guarded by Warner. Gets a step. There she goes. Wittenberg over to May. Bobbled. Gathers. Steps through. Big collision. May puts it in. Franklin shrugs off the contact. Ella Jane May spaces it out to a 14-point game.
Yeah, just a great finish at the rim by May. Didn't catch it clean, but now, that's going to be a big call there.
Lexi Clark going to be called for the foul, and it is her 5th. So Clark's day is done, and it was a great day again for the freshman. She had 29 points in this game, 20 in the second half.
That's huge right there. That just makes people look at them like, who do we stop? She can make plays. There's a lot of people that can score for Stone.
She gets a well-earned round of applause as Amos will check in. Rayleigh Warner to the Rico free throw line for 2 with 1:46 to play. Senior hits the first. Warner today, 9 points. It was Callie Franklin really shouldering the scoring load for York in the ball game. She has 7 in the quarter, 18 tonight. As Warner's next one is good as well. She goes 2 for 2. And Moon will check in 4, and she is gassed, as you would understand. Yeah. She's relied heavily on defense, as Mike Buck is going to call for a timeout here with 1:46 to go, 32nd timeout on the floor. Don't forget, boys game upcoming. The Stone Memorial Panthers, ranked number 8 statewide, number 4 in the Upper Cumberland, take on the York Dragons. We'll have that game about 15 minutes after the conclusion of this one. But right now, obviously we've seen a 6-point possession in this quarter, so it's never quite over, Craig. But for Stone, it's just execute. Protect the basketball, make your free throws, you're going to win the basketball game.
We were looking at 2:18. York had cut it to 8, had the basketball, thinking if they score, all of a sudden it's a different game. You hit a 3, it's a 5-point game. But Stone, that defense, like we said, defense travels. They're able to get stops, get steals, and all of a sudden they take that 8-point lead back out to 12. Now they had to 14, and just all of a sudden that's what they do. They just score points in bunches and get that separation again.
And it was that dagger probably for Lexi Clark, just a sensational and one through a ferocious foul. Emma Cooper was trying to make her miss it. She knew she was picking up her 5th. She decided to go for it, and Clark was able to rein it home. Here's Ashley Wittenberg weaving through traffic. Wittenberg spins back. Lexi Clark's done. She has 5 fouls. Lauren Clark out with 4, but a tech already. And I think Bobby Rollins had a word with Mike Buck saying she's walking the line, and so he just took her out of the game to protect, to make sure she could play in the district tournament. As May gives back now over to Wittenberg. Wittenberg is fouled. Pyle lost the edge. It'll be the second on Emma Pyle. 3rd team foul against York.
Well, Stone's holding it now. They're just going to try to run this one out. And that's a good coaching move there. Just run it out, make them put you on the free throw line.
Inbound to Wittenberg. Trying to start that timer was Franklin. Wittenberg goes with the dribble. Trap tries to get there, can't get there in time. Bounces back Wittenberg. And they're just bleeding the clock now. York not fouling, down 12, non-district game. York, this is not their season finale. Hey, welcome in the White County Warriorettes. Coach Dodgen tuned in. They'll face off as there is a turnover as that one's knocked out. Possession goes back to York with 55.7 seconds to go. But it looks like Michael Green is emptying the bench a little bit here as Franklin and Pyle will check out.
Coach Dodgen's team played really well last night against Livingston Academy.
They are a bona fide state championship contender. Both of these teams are as well. You look at all 4 classifications, Craig, and the potential for champions out of all 4 classes. I'm not saying that's what will happen, but all teams with realistic hopes in each of those classes, as Ashburn's 3 is no good. Now Wittenberg sends it ahead to Amos. Amos wisely slows it down, gives back to Wyatt. And Ashburn came in for the foul. That'll be the 4th. And Coach Green just says, hey, we are not fouling with 34.2 to go.
Maybe a little region bias, but I think that the power in the state of Tennessee is more in the Upper Cumberland than it ever has been. That's saying a whole lot because the Upper Cumberland's produced a whole lot of state champions, but there's a lot of teams from each classification that could go win it.
It's impressive. You're right. Obviously, we only have one 4A team, but in every other class, we've got multiple teams that can win a state championship. As this one's out of bounds, it'll stay with Stone with 18.7 seconds to go. It's not just one dominant team. No. There are multiple. There will be, because of the way the postseason is structured, there will be state championship caliber teams that don't make Murfreesboro, as we talked about earlier. May on the inbound gives back. Is bleeding the clock. Wittenberg floating back out. Crabtree's there in front, 10 seconds to go, defending to the final whistle. Ashburn coming around, sends it right side May, dumps it over to Amos. Amos brings it back, and that will do it. The Stone Memorial Lady Panthers win this battle of heavyweights tonight in Jamestown. Final score, Stone 66, York 54. Heavyweight clash, the two top-ranked teams in their respective classes in the state, Craig. And tonight, Stone Memorial, the last three quarters, executed and earned the victory.
Made the York Dragonettes play their game. Stone was able to turn it into a 94-foot game, up and down, running the basketball, and those outlet passes. If they can throw outlet passes that accurate the entire postseason, it's going to be hard for teams to deal with. If you don't see it that much, you don't expect it, because it's just amazing the way they were able to throw those and then convert on at the rim, and that's just what got them the big win here.
This is the Tee Up postgame show. Tee Up is your hometown state-of-the-art indoor golfing experience located in Baxter. Tomorrow it's going to rain. Golf course is probably closed. You can go play 18 at Tee Up in Baxter. Scoring from the game is as follows. First for the York Dragonettes. They fall to 22-5 on the season with the loss. 18 points for Callie Franklin leads the way. 12 for Emma Cooper, 10 for Rayleigh Warner, 9 for Emma Pyle, 4 for Emmeline Moon, and 1 for Caitlin Rich, for a team total of 54. For the victorious Stone Memorial Lady Panthers, it is improving to 24-3 on the season, their 9th consecutive win. 29 points for the freshman Lexi Clark, 14 for Ashley Wittenberg, 7 for Lauren Clark, 7 as well for Bella Wyatt, 5 for Brooklyn Lane, and 6 for Ella Jane May, for a team total of 66. It's time for the Nelson Trophy and screen printing player of the game. Craig, I know which way you're going tonight.
Well, Lexi Clark, what didn't she do? She's scoring the basketball. She's playing defense. That's the thing. She plays the top of that press a lot for Coach Mike Buck, so she's working on both ends. And tonight, you put up 29 as a freshman in Jamestown against the number 1 ranked team in the state of Tennessee in 2A basketball. You've got to be the player of the game.
Lexi Clark, without question, is the Nelson Trophy and screen printing player of the game. Just a freshman, and an unbelievable one at that. That brings us to the end of girls coverage. We'll step aside for an intermission. When we come back, it'll be the boys matchup. The Stone Memorial Panthers, they are red hot as of late, taking on the young York Dragons. We'll be here with all the action after about 12 minutes or so of intermission. Once again, final score in our girls game. Stone Memorial gets it done, 66-54. Much more to come from Jamestown. Don't go anywhere. Welcome back in, part 2 of our doubleheader. It's the high school basketball game of the week presented by Mayberry's Furniture, and it pits the York Dragons against the visiting Stone Memorial Panthers. Noah McKay back on the call, joined by Craig Cantrell. York at 9-16, coming off a loss yesterday at Cookeville, 69-46. On the other side, Stone Memorial, 16-8 on the season. They're 6-2 in District 7 3A, the number 2 seed in the District 7 3A tournament. Winners of 5 of their last 6, including last night, a 45-32 victory. Their only losses in this past stretch have both been against Upperman. Craig, Stone looking to build momentum into the postseason for what they hope to be a long postseason run. They got a young York Dragons team in their way tonight.
Yeah, they just want to come out tonight and do what they do. They want to work on some things, make sure they get everything kind of fine-tuned before the postseason wraps up. Begins, but these York Dragons, they're dangerous, especially in here at home. Rodney Powell, he's coached a long time. He's been at the helm of a lot of different teams, so he knows some tricks that he's going to try to pull out here tonight. But you don't talk about the girls going through a meat grinder. What about him and his boys going through the stretch they've got to go through?
Yeah, the headlines are on the girls' side because of those top 5 matchups, but York's having to face those same teams, Pickett County, Cookeville, Stone tonight, and White County on Monday. With that, let's get to the Quality Family starting lineups. First, for the visiting Stone Memorial Panthers, under first-year head coach Jess Raby with a record of 16 victories and 8 losses. Starting tonight for the Panthers, number 4, Evan Mosley. Number 10, Tanner Bowman. Number 11, Hunter Haney. Number 12, Jack Cordell. And number 23, Briggs Lau. Their opponents tonight, the York Dragons, and their head coach Rodney Pyle with a record of 9 victories and 16 losses. Number 2, a junior, Jude Beatty. Number 5, a sophomore, Cohen Gibson. Number 10, a senior, Jared Lockhart. Number 20, a senior, Brody Choke. And number 32, a freshman, Zach Johnson. A couple of stars for this Stone Memorial team, Craig. 2-man game of Jack Cordell and Briggs Lau. Briggs Lau at 6'7" brings them a level of size that most teams in the Upper Cumberland don't have, and Jack Cordell can give you 25 on any night.
And he's an athletic 6'7". He's not one that's just going to plod down the floor and just kind of go to the post and set up. He's an athlete that can make plays out away from the basket, and that makes him even better. And Cordell's one that can just jump out of the gym and take over the game. So they've got some other shooters too. If you've got bigs inside combined with shooters, you're going to have a pretty good season. And they've been able to put that together and have had a good season.
Stone in the road, gray uniforms with black numbers and gold trim. York in their home white uniforms, white shorts, gold numbers on the front and the back with purple lettered York across the chest. Happy to be along with you on this Valentine's Day night. Official throws it up. Let's get it on here in Jamestown, and running it down will be Bowman, and we are underway. Stone attacks left to right, York right to left. Briggs Lau has it here for the Panthers. Lau bounces it to Hunter Haney. Haney to the free throw line, gives back Mosley. Mosley off the dribble, 4-3. Can't hit, rebound, tip. Lau has it. His putback is good.
That's why I talked about the athleticism. Lau, he was in the short corner, came flying in to tap that rebound to himself and make that short jumper.
Choate has it here for York. He'll work it over left side. Choate, a senior. He's having a nice season under the radar here in Jamestown. Back out to Jude Beatty. Beatty drives past one defender. He's forced back by Bowman. Now he'll toss it back over the top. Grabbed by Gibson. A sophomore, Gibson, works it over right side. Now Johnson. Johnson spins, twisting mid-range jumper up and good. Nice looking shot for Cohen Gibson. The sophomore ties us up at 2.
Tough move. Just drive that defender down low, then turn and fall away with it and knock it down.
Mosley sends it over right side to Jack Cordell. Cordell works it back to Hunter Haney. Back to Cordell. Little hot potato with a basketball. As they set it up, he'll work it back for Mosley. Mosley activates baseline off the glass. Can't get it to go. York on the rebound. Dragons would love to turn this into a 4-quarter fight tonight. See if they can do so as Choate brings it ahead. He turns and picks up his dribble, spins it over left side, grabbed by Beatty. Beatty against Cordell. Drives and kicks into the corner. Choate now fires it in. That one was tipped and intercepted. Hunter Haney forces the turnover, and here come the Panthers the other way.
You kind of look at it, it's kind of funny the way that Stone is defending. Their size mismatches all over the floor for York right now.
Bowman gives back to Haney. Haney hands off Mosley. Evan Mosley, little head fake. He'll kick back right side to Cordell. Now Haney works it back left side off a screen, back out to Cordell. Cordell to Briggs Lau. Nearing 2 minutes into this first quarter. It's 2-2. Haney with it. Gives back to Cordell. Cordell off a Haney screen, picks up. He sends it back to Bowman. gets set, lines it up, and connects. Tanner Bowman splashes home a Gary Maxwell Insurance 3.
That's what we talk about. If the shooters make shots, that opens things up for the players inside, and that's a big three to get them started outside.
Live on the main UCR Facebook page and YouTube channel tonight. Happy to be along with you as Cohen Gibson gives back. This one grabbed Lockhart. He'll line up the three. Can't get the answer, but the rebound right back to him. Now Schote lines it up. Popped out. That was halfway down. Rebound wrestled away by Beatty. Another chance. Second offensive rebound of the possession. Skip pass over into the corner. Lockhart drives. He'll dump it off. That one ricochets. Lockhart has it again. Lockhart sends it back Schote. Schote from the wing activates with 5:15 to play in the opening quarter. That one poked by Haney. Schote kind of bobbles, and he's able to gather his balance. Now he'll skip it back left side. Johnson to Lockhart. Rodney Pyle looks on from a long way away. This is a long possession as Lau tips it and ends empty-handed as Bowman has the steal. Ahead to Lau in transition. Lau, Euro step, lost his footing. Awkward looking fall. It's out of bounds. Briggs Lau looks to be okay, and it'll stay with the Panthers.
What about the defensive play down here, just to go around the offensive player to avoid contact and knock that one away to get the steal for Stone?
And Rodney Pyle wants 30 seconds to talk about things here. York thought it was going to be their ball, but the officials just talked it is going to be Stone basketball here. 5-2 our score with 4:50 to go in the opening quarter. Both teams filling each other out a little bit. The difference, a three for Tanner Bowman. We're about right where we started, Craig.
Yeah, that's kind of what we thought. They're going to look inside first as Stone, and that's going to make the defense kind of sag in. That's going to have some open looks for the Panthers. And if they knock them down, then that's going to just open things up inside.
The game of the week is presented by Mayberry's Furniture with locations in Crossville and in Cookville to serve you. Stop in and see them. And you want to because the President's Day sale going on now. One of the best sales of the year. Markdowns across both stores. Unbeatable deals. Great local folks. Tell them that we sent you. It'll be a baseline inbound out of the timeout for Tanner Bowman. Bowman fires it into no man's land. Haney able to run it down in the corner. He'll turn, sees that he's open, lines it up. Can't hit the three. Rebound tipped. And it's grabbed by Lockhart. Lockhart into the front court. Sizes up Cordell. Still with it. Now drives to the left hand. Dumps it back to Beatty. Beatty goes to the other block. Now he'll kick it out. Here's Gibson. Sends back Lockhart. Lockhart dumps in Johnson. Little twisting mid-range jumper off the heel won't go. And a rebound down to Lau. Briggs Lau into the front court. Lau from the wing gives back out. Now fire it to Mosley. He lines up the three. That one can't hit. Both teams ice cold from the field as Gibson has the board.
Yeah, nobody's shooting it very effectively tonight. They've had some wide open looks, just hadn't been able to knock them down.
Gibson sends it over right side Lockhart. Now in Beatty. Beatty drives. Nice step through. High off the glass, but another miss. Just a lid right now. I do a lot of tech games with Coach Frank Harrell. He says take the broom out and try to tap it to make sure there's not a seal up there. Both teams struggling. Lau sends to Mosley. Is this the one? It's online, but it popped out. No. Long rebound. Lau has it. Now he'll fire it over to Cordell. Cordell to Haney. Haney with a reversal intercepted. Picked off by Lockhart. Lockhart sends it ahead to Gibson. Gibson back Lockhart. He's going to line up the three and hits. A Gary Maxwell Insurance 3, and York Institute ties the game at 5.
In rhythm that time. Sometimes you just got to get in rhythm and be able to knock it down. He just stepped into that one.
Now a baseline drive. Haney, his shot can't hit. Gets the rebound. The putback is good. Hunter Haney with the answer. Stone back in front.
You know, Stone's bigger than you think. You look out there and you think they don't have a lot of size, but they're 4 of their 5 starters, 6'1", 6'2", or bigger.
Now that pass was tipped by Haney. It's able to be run down. Now another pass. That ricocheted twice, and it went off the bicep of Haney out of play. It stays with York. Subs to the table for both teams. Noah Potter in. Charlie Van Winkle in. And on the other side, Austin Tipton in for the first time. Inbound, Beatty. He puts it up with the right hand. No. Cordell on the rebound. Stone leading by just 2. Bit of a sluggish start ahead to Briggs Lau. Lau into the low block. Right hand shot good. Quick strike again for Briggs Lau.
Shooting it down at the bucket. His hand above the rim as he took that shot. Just kind of dropping it in from 8 feet out.
Here's Schote. Sends it left side Beatty. York down 4 now at home. Pass right side, Tipton just into the game. Tipton with his first touch. Gives back Lockhart, Jaron Lockhart. Now Beatty over to Schote. Skip pass right wing side, Gibson lines up the three and hits. Cohen Gibson with a Gary Maxwell Insurance three.
Pulling Lau away from the bucket. Lau didn't step as close to him as he needed to be able to defend that three.
9-8 our score. Stone's lead is 1. Right side, Potter. Now Van Winkle drives left wing, puts it up with the left hand off the block. No rebound down. Cordell swiped away. Active hands for Tipton, and a chance for the Dragons to take their first lead. Here's Schote, drives in on Lau, forces a retreat. Back to Beatty. Beatty has it poked free from behind by Lau. It'll stay on this end with York, and Noah Gunner checks in, the sophomore, for the first time.
York's going to get some touches inside, and what they do against the bigger post players inside, if you look and can't get anything away, somebody's got to cut to an open spot, get them a good angle to make a pass out to have a look at a three.
Schote, shoulders in, now battling, step through, left-hand shot, can't get the roll. Lau on the rebound. Here come the Panthers with a 1-point advantage. Quickly ahead, Van Winkle, nobody picked him up, drives in and lays it in.
He turned around and thought, hey, where's the defense? All of a sudden, there's nobody there. He gets free to the rim.
Schote with a skip pass ahead. We saw a lot of those in the girls' game. A Stone Memorial victory earlier on. 3-ball up. That one's no good. Cordell with a rebound. It's 11-8 with the ball for the Panthers. 1:05 to go in the opening quarter. Lau with it. Tough matchup for Beatty. And now a nice feed to Cordell, who gets the easy lay.
That's a good job by Cordell, just waiting to make that cut until the defense took a step away from the rim, and Cordell cut right to the open spot, and Lau found him on a good bounce pass.
5 different Panthers have already scored the first 13 points of the game. Now Lau has a poke and a foul as he went for the steal against Gibson. It'll be the first personal on Lau. First team foul called in the game.
That's been a long time without one, hasn't it?
And we love that.
We do.
Commentators love that.
Playing behind him, though, he's going to have to watch that. That left hand is what got him. He ducked it away with the right hand, but that left hand in the back, and they're going to call that every time.
Schote tries to turn on Hennessy, who's in for the first time. He'll send it over left side, Gunner. Gunner throws it up, and that is going to be a travel. Possession back to Stone Memorial. 30 seconds to go, trying to close the frame strong after it was a 1-point game. They've scored 4 straight.
Kind of getting a little bit of a flow now, the Panthers, it seems like.
Jake Hennessy picks up his dribble, sends it to Jack Cordell. Cordell into Lau. He spins baseline, and he lost it. Actually had a shot at that one, but just went off the toe, and possession back to the Dragons.
Quick move, though. That's explosive right there in the block.
Into the front court. Schote with it. 5-point game. York comfortable here. They love to keep it about this mark. Give themselves a shot in the fourth. Hand off Beatty. He'll start to drive. Now dumps it back. They work it over 3 seconds. Long three. Good. Cohen Gibson with his second Gary Maxwell Insurance 3 of the quarter. And we got ourselves a game through 1. It's Stone 13, York 11. The high school basketball game of the week presented by Mayberry's Furniture on the Watson Chevy UCR Media Network.
Mayberry's Furniture has been family-owned and operated since 1946 and is now serving the Upper Cumberland with locations in both Crossville and Cookville, offering the largest array of solid wood furniture and mattresses in the area. They also provide a best price guarantee and in-house service and delivery. Stop into their 15,000 square foot showroom at 1020 South Willow Avenue in Cookville to see their selection of Amish solid wood, flex steel, Tempur-Pedic, Sealy Posturepedic, and much more today. Mayberry's Furniture is proud to be the presenting sponsor of the high school football game of the week on the UCR Media Network. Livingston Regional Hospital is Livingston's hometown hospital. Located at 315 Oak Street, Livingston Regional Hospital provides compassionate quality care for all patients from local people you can trust so you can count on them to treat you like family. Their excellent staff offers years of experience and training to meet the needs of all patients. They understand the importance of providing care in a professional and comforting manner. They're proud to partner with Livingston Academy Athletics through the LRH Sports Medicine team. Livingston Regional Hospital is a proud sponsor of this broadcast on the UCR Media Network.
Second quarter getting started here in Jamestown, and it's York down just 2 against the number 8 ranked 3A team in the state. Stone Memorial will have a foul for a push. Noah Potter picks up the personal. It's his first, team's first.
The thing about playing behind them, there's a whole lot more chances to pick up fouls because you're kind of in a very defensive position, but it's just a tough way to guard inside, especially down low.
Right-hand shot on its way, no rebound down. Van Winkle on the board. Quick run out ahead to Cordell. Wow. Now Van Winkle. Working off a Potter's screen. Drives baseline. High off the glass. Tough shot. Can't hit. Rebound down and another foul. Potter's going to pick up his second quick personal here. 35 seconds into the frame. Hunter Haney's at the table to check in. Evan Mosley also in for Potter and Cordell.
Mosley, he's got some ups. Saw him get a couple of dunks on back-to-back possessions for Stone Memorial. He can get off the floor.
Yeah, he can leap out of here to that point. Basketball for York, down just 2. Right side it goes Schote. He'll send it over. Twisting mid-range jumper. Tough look, doesn't hit. Rebound down Van Winkle.
Good challenge there by Lau, just getting that long arm up in the air, making the shot tough.
Mosley has it now left side. He'll work it over Van Winkle. Into the low block, Haney. Haney, one dribble, steps through, puts it high off the glass, and good for 2.
Better ball movement there. They got into the offense quicker. They moved the basketball faster, got him pinned inside and able to turn and score.
15-11 our score. Stone Memorial out in front by 4. Pass over left side. This one grabbed by Gibson. With Lau in front now. He'll send it in. Tipton. Back out Schote. He'll send it over right wing side Gunner. Back out Schote. Into the low block. Trying to turn his Johnson. Puts it up with the right hand and good. Zach Johnson gets on the stat sheet for the first time.
A little half hook there. We're going to a different kind of shot to get that one to go.
Hennessy with a step. He'll drive inside, slams the brakes, retreats it out to Haney. Now Mosley into Lau. Lau against Johnson, turns, right-hand shot, no right there, gets his own rebound, spinning shot, no again. Lau's put back, he's fouled. And Briggs Lau will go to the line to shoot 2, getting after it. The foul goes on Johnson. That's the first foul of the game against York. Briggs Lau to the Rico free throw line.
Well, he got the slip when he tried to make the first move. I think that kind of threw that first shot off. Then he just went to work and was able to rebound a couple of times. Finally gets a chance to go to the line.
Briggs Lau having a really nice season. He hits the first. He's got 5 points. Senior. And Bowman checking back in for Stone. Beatty in for York. 6:05 to go in the opening half as Lau's second one is up. No good. And the rebound grab by Gunner. Here he comes in transition. Gunner fires it ahead. Johnson, he bobbles, gathers, and lays it in.
Great pass and a better catch to get right to the rim and lay it up in under control.
Dragons building a little bit of belief here. A lot of basketball to be played as Lau gives back to Bowman. Now over to Mosley. Back to Lau. He's going to line up the 3 and hits. Briggs Lau with a Gary Maxwell Insurance 3.
The 6'7" post stepping out to knock it down.
19-15, Stone back in front by 4. Here's Schote. Drives it, swipe, Lau has it, now it's a foot race. Lau shielding off the defender, puts it up, can't get it to go. Schote on the rebound. Coach Raby wants a foul, he didn't get it. Schote sends it over right side, little head fake. Now Gibson bobbles, gathers, puts it up, can't hit. Mosley has the rebound, and here comes Stone with a head of steam. Evan Mosley still with it. Drives in, shoulder check, and a foul. This time Gibson will pick up his first, and Evan Mosley will stride to the Rico free throw line for 2.
What about this up and down? Everybody just wanting to run now. As a player, it's fun. As a coach, you get a little frustrated about it because nobody's really setting anything up.
And Briggs Lau is incredibly frustrated. Felt like he got a forearm in the back on that last transition lay attempt. Mosley's first free throw is good. Already 6 different Panthers have scored.
That's pretty good. When you can get people out there and they can produce for you, that gives you a lot of confidence in your bench.
Next one is good. Mosley goes 2 for 2. 21-15 the score. Schote calmly brings it up. He's got that high dribble. Goes to work against the Panthers defense. That one lost and a foul is called. They'll get a hold called on Charlie Van Winkle. It's his first, team's third. They didn't call much in the first quarter. A little bit more active whistle here in the second. And they're going to adjust where this inbound is. It'll go to the baseline.
That's the thing, but they're playing behind them most everywhere, and it kind of just, it wasn't really a hole that time. The offensive player started to kind of fall down, and the defender just kind of grabbed him then.
Beatty pulls up and hits. Tough turnaround J is good for Jude Beatty. Back to a 4-point game. York hanging around. They go into the low block here. Haney steps through, throws it up, and hits. Quick answer for Hunter Haney, who has 6 in the first half.
Soft touch. He's a pretty good second option at the post for Stone Memorial. He's probably 6'4", 6'3", or 6'4" out there.
Schote has it tipped. He gathers again. Van Winkle there defensively. Schote trying to back him down. Now picks up. He'll give back Gibson. Lines up another 3. That time he missed. And a rebound down. Stone trying to finally space a little advantage. They lead by 6. Van Winkle just lost it. Trying to go between the legs. He's able to gather. Now he throws it up and it's intercepted. Taken away by Gunter. And then he's fouled.
Just couldn't get anything going, Van Winkle, that time. Just trying to find a way to get rid of the ball, but York going to take it away.
Foul goes on Charlie Van Winkle. It's his second. Team's third. Make it team's second as Briggs Lau checks back in after getting a breather.
Back to the starting lineup, and with both those big posts in there, a little harder for York to match up with.
Brody Schote looking to get it rolling here. Scoreless so far. Has his 2 screens, works over right side. Now he'll give back Gibson. Gibson spins, now fires back out to Johnson. Gibson in Johnson, swiped away by Lau. Now it's another foot race. Lau weaving through traffic. Lau barrels in, puts it up, good and 1. Briggs Lau again, putting together a strong first half. He now has 10 and can make it 11.
What about the dribbling there by Briggs Lau? You don't expect him to be able to do that, but he comes out of there with the dribble under control. A couple of tough dribbles in there, contested, able to take it, and a tough angle, bank it in to score the bucket.
Cohen Gibson picks up his second, and Rodney Pyle is going to burn his second timeout with 3:43 to go here in the first half, a 30-second timeout. So Stone starting to stretch a little bit of an advantage. What a lot of people expected to see, obviously, 2 teams in a little bit of different spots. But it's the sport of basketball. Anything can happen. York knows they got to stop the bleeding in a hurry. The problem is Briggs Lau has a big matchup advantage in this game for the Panthers.
Yeah, they've got so many matchup advantages for the Panthers, but Lau is the big one. And if he can handle the ball that way, if he can step out and shoot the 3 that way, how are you going to defend him? I mean, he can post up inside and score on the low block, but if he's doing other things, that just makes him a more complete player, and he's shown that here in this first half.
3:43 to go in the first half. It's 25-17. Stone with the lead, and Briggs Lau is at the line to shoot 1 out of this timeout. Don't forget, Monday nights, the UCR basketball show presented by Fire and Vine. We will unveil the 2025-26 All Upper Cumberland teams. That's Players of the Year, first, second, third team, and honorable mentions. Freshman of the Year, the All-Freshman team, Defensive Player of the Year, the defensive team, and the Coach of the Year. That's all on Monday night. It'll be myself and the return of Jacob Vinson. We hope you'll join us for that. Lau's free throw is good, and Stone has its largest lead, ahead by 9.
And to pulling away a little bit, everything seeming to be working more, and it's starting on this defensive end for the Panthers.
Schote hands off this one, grab Beatty. Beatty has these, now drives in, kicks out, 3 on the way, good, rattled home, Noah Gunter splashes home the Gary Maxwell Insurance 3.
That'll get you back into it, just catch and release by Gunter, got just a little window to get it through and able to knock it down.
York hanging around, now down just 6, 3:15 to go in the first half. Right side Cordell dumps it into Lau. They're feeding the big man, kick out Mosley, his 3 can't hit, rebound down. And this one grabbed by Tipton, but stolen away by Lau. Briggs Lau has been the difference, back to an 8-point game.
Yeah, just hanging back there. You don't expect him to hang back and make that steal, but he does there and gets a big bucket.
Schote has it right wing side. Surveys, dumps it over for Gibson. Gibson had a big first quarter with 8 points, hasn't found it here in the second yet as Cordell got hit up high. Inadvertent. Gibson picks up his 3rd personal, though, and that is a big call, and it'll force Rodney Pyle to the bench as Jaron Lockhart goes to the table.
Is it just me, or does it not seem for the last 4 or 5, 6 years that Stone has had the biggest player in the district every year, it seems like?
They've had the bigs. They went Brady Lane, and then, of course, Cade Camps with plenty of size, and now Briggs Lau playing a major role this year. Speaking of, Lau gives it over to Mosley. 2.5 to go. Now in Haney. Not sure he knew how open he was. Kicks out Bowman. Lines up the 3, and it works out because Tanner Bowman splashes home his second Gary Maxwell Insurance 3.
Yeah, the assist means a lot. You get an extra point on that kick out to the 3, but there was nobody close when he got that.
Pass back. This one goes for Beatty. Beatty, left side. York in need of a bucket. Now down 11. They don't want this to get out of hand. Beatty working against Bowman. Spins. They're swiping at it. Kicks back. A deep three. That one's no good. Cordell on the rebound. And here they come again. Jack Cordell. Jump stops. Fires it over right side. Now looking in Lau. Skies up and he's fouled. Just trying to go after it. Jude Beatty commits to his first, team's fifth, and Briggs Lau is going to go to the Rico free throw line for two.
What a luxury to have a player that size down in the low block. You don't have to make a perfect pass. He can go up and he can make catches that most players can't. So you just throw it in the area, and Briggs Lau is going to go get it. That was kind of that right there. He had to go up in a tough spot to try to make the catch, and they fouled him to try to knock it away.
9 in the quarter, 13 in the game for Lau. And you make it 14 as he hits the first. Haney checks out. Potter checking back in here. 1:52 to go in the second quarter. Stone on a run now, ahead by 12. Make it 13 as Lau goes 2 for 2.
Good-looking free throws there by Briggs Lau. If a big man can make those, that makes you a better player.
Jake Hennessy checking back in here as Stone's trying to sweep the doubleheader. Lady Panthers victorious earlier on tonight, 66-54 against the Dragonettes. Battle between two number one ranked teams as Mosley has a steal, dumps it ahead to Cordell. Here's Jack Cordell all alone, and he lays it in.
What about this smaller lineup they're going with right now? Mosley may be the biggest player on the floor right now for Stone, but that makes them a whole lot faster getting out on the break.
Under 90 seconds to play in the first half. It's 35-20. Pass goes into the low block. Spinning it back out. A baseline drive. Now that one dumped into the corner. This one grabbed by Beatty. Beatty into the mid-range. He'll pull up. Tough shot. Rattles it home. Jude Beatty now has 4 in the quarter. Quickly ahead. Here's Jack Cordell. Cordell into Potter. Spins inside. The quarterback left-hand lane. No. Rebound down. Beatty with it. A chance for York to get within 11 or 10. Schote swings it over left side. 3 ball on the way. Splash good. Jaron Lockhart with his second Gary Maxwell Insurance 3.
Well, you think Stone's pulling away, and all of a sudden York scores 5 straight to make it interesting again.
Now on the other end, Mosley looking for the answer. Can't hit. Quick shot. Cordell has the rebound. Cordell back to Potter. Potter. Hands off. Now they'll work it back around Bowman. See if they hold for one shot. Hasn't typically been the MO at times this year for Stone. They just like to stay within the flow of their offense. Looks like that's what they'll do here. Mosley with it. Left side Bowman. Now they'll wait. Bowman, 18 seconds.
Not a bad play. York had the momentum kind of going their way.
Now Bowman with a step, puts it up and he's fouled. Just reaching out and grabbing him was Lockhart. That'll be his first. And a trip to the lineup coming for Tanner Bowman at the Real Estate Collective free throw line.
The only question here is, did you start a little bit early? You still have 9.3 for York to kind of get a shot at the end of the half.
Yeah, Craig, it's always good. I want to shout out our friends Gary Clark at WDEB, and they do a great job here in Fentress County with Clark Range and York Institute. Always really good to us when we come in, whether we do either of those schools' games as well. So shout out to them there. It's kind of one long table that we have with Gary over there calling the game. 0 for 2, a break for York. 7 seconds to go. Schote sends it ahead, in rhythm. Play is good. Zach Johnson has 6 in the quarter, and York making it interesting. 3/4 court heave almost went for Bowman. It fell just short. That brings us to the halftime locker room. It is Stone Memorial 35, York 27. We'll be back with the Happy Hiller halftime show after a word from our sponsors. It's the high school basketball game of the week, presented by Mayberry's Furniture on the Watson Chevy UCR Media Network.
Box Drop Cookeville is the easiest way to buy an affordable mattress, specializing in clearance and closeouts directly from the manufacturers. They're able to pass huge savings on to you. Make an appointment to see their warehouse full of selections including big-name hybrid and memory foam alongside traditional springs that are among some of the coolest to touch mattresses on the market. Call Brandon Lane at 931-349-7066 to make your appointment today. Box Drop Cookeville has been proud to serve Cookeville since 2018. Tee-Up is the Upper Cumberland's best indoor golfing experience. With 3 state-of-the-art golf simulators, you can work on some of the world's best courses, all in the comfort of their climate-controlled facility. Want to know where you can improve? See everything from club speed to spin rate in seconds. They also have plenty of other games to enjoy time with friends. Conveniently located at 141 4th Street in Baxter. Stop in. Visit them online at teeupgolfclub.com or call them at 931-559-GOLF to reserve your simulator today. Tee-Up is proud to support this broadcast on the UCR Media Network.
Caring for others is a privilege we don't take lightly. When you call Hiller for your plumbing repairs or service, you're not only trusting us to do the job right, you're trusting us with your family's comfort and safety. That's why we care for every client like our own loved ones. And that's why when we see something that could use some attention, we happily jump in to help. It's more than just a job. It's a calling. We do it because we care for people. We do it because we care for you.
Call the Happy Face truck today.
I work with Warren County Nursery here in McMinnville, Tennessee.
I'm very passionate about the hay because that's how I take care of my cows.
So I farm here with my dad.
We raise primarily corn, soybeans, and wheat.
By having that in my background and knowing what the customer expects, I know how to cater to the customer.
We're here to provide solutions for our customers.
Going through some of those challenging experiences help you understand maybe the position they're coming from.
At the Quality Family, we believe care isn't just a service, it's a promise.
Whether you're bouncing back from surgery, navigating a serious illness, or need essential equipment to stay independent,
we provide skilled home health, compassionate hospice, and reliable DME services right where you need them most. At home.
Covering communities in Kentucky and Tennessee, we're in your corner.
The Quality Family. Trusted care right where life happens.
Sonia Brown is a full-service realtor and is licensed across the state of Tennessee, listing and selling residential, multifamily, land and farms, commercial and industrial properties. Sonia handles the sale from start to closing and beyond. Let her put her 30-plus years of experience to work for you. Sonia Brown, realtor with American Way Real Estate, has been supporting student-athletes in the Upper Cumberland area since 1990. You can reach Sonia Brown at 931-979-7145. Turfmasters Landscape Management has been serving the Upper Cumberland since 1996. They offer a variety of services, including lawn maintenance, landscape design and installation, landscape lighting, irrigation systems, and more. They also provide snow and ice removal during the cold winter months. For more information, contact Matt Wilson at 931-261-1587 today. Turfmasters Landscape Management is a proud sponsor of this broadcast on the UCR Media Network. The Crouch team with Highlands Elite Real Estate proudly presents this home with a great location just off Highway 111 on the south side of Cookeville. This home has just over 2,000 square feet, a 2-car garage, and beautiful hardwood flooring throughout. For more information, visit chadandamycrouch.com or call 931-979-1191. The Crouch team with Highlands Elite Real Estate is a proud sponsor of this broadcast on the UCR Media Network. Nelson Trophy and Screen Printing is proud to support student-athletes and athletic departments throughout the Upper Cumberland. They are also proud to sponsor Nelson Trophy and Screen Printing's Player of the Game on this broadcast. From trophies to t-shirts, they can do it all. Be sure to stop by and see them at 120 Circle Drive in Allgood or give them a call at 931-537-9559. Nelson Trophy and Screen Printing, proud sponsor of this broadcast on the UCR Media Network.
Let the bidding begin. It's time for the show, from everywhere to hear the auctioneer cry. The sound of the gavel never gets old when you hear an EJ say so. Live or online, we handle auctions of any kind.
Call Aminette's Eagle Auction at 526-5335, where we soar higher.
Looking for weekend lunch and dinner plans? Since 1971, Nick's Restaurant has been locally owned and operated. From mouth-watering prime rib to delectable ice cream pie, Nick's has it all. Their cozy atmosphere and great service will make you feel right at home. Plus, their banquet space is perfect for any event. Visit them at 895 South Jefferson Avenue or online at nickscookville.com. Nick's Restaurant is a proud sponsor of this broadcast on the UCR Media Network. The Real Estate Collective Auction Group offers expertise in a variety of services, including real estate, personal property, equipment, and nonprofit benefit auctions. Call 931-559-9500 for more information or see their upcoming auctions at letsgorico.com. The Real Estate Collective Auction Group is proud to support student-athletes in our area and this broadcast on the UCR Media Network. Watson Chevrolet is proud to present the area's best selection of new and pre-owned cars, trucks, and SUVs. Watson Chevy's staff of experts are ready to get you into your next vehicle with unmatched service and knowledge. Stop in at 2350 Cookeville Highway and get your vehicle serviced by their highly trained professionals. Right now, you can save money on oil changes, regular maintenance, and battery installation. And remember, don't buy till you see Jason Fye. Watson Chevy is proud to be the presenting sponsor of the UCR Media Network.
Configuring the Bluetooth, deciding who controls the music, remembering where you parked. Why are simple things sometimes so complicated? Thankfully, with an auto owner's insurance independent agent, getting the right coverage for your vehicle doesn't have to be one of them. So you can get back to more important things, like remembering if you're on the 3rd or 4th level of the parking garage. That's simple human sense.
Visit swallowsinsurance.com or call us today, 931-526-4025. Protecting your future, it's what we do.
Welcome back. It's time for a very abbreviated Happy Hiller halftime show at the break. Stone Memorial leads 35-27. And really, Craig Cantrell, the story of the half, Briggs Lau, 15 points. That was the difference in the ball game so far. Yeah, he's doing it so many different ways. He's leading the break. He's stepping out and shooting the three. He's posting up inside. He's making fall-away jumpers at the rim. He's just having a complete game tonight, playing great defense as well. And he's just doing what a 6'7" guy's supposed to do. He's coming out. He's kind of controlling the game, letting it come to him. And then when he gets his chances, he's making plays. So he's doing what his head coaches want him to do. Let us know in the comments section who you are, where you're watching from, and who you're cheering for. Live on the main UCR Facebook page and YouTube channel. It is an 8-point game, and York, they'd love a fast start here to open up this second half and get really interesting, put a little pressure on the road team. Stone Memorial felt like they were probably going to come in here and handle their business in dominant fashion, rightfully so. They've been playing really good ball, but find themselves in a bit of a fight here on the road tonight on the back end of a back-to-back. Yesterday, York fell at Cookeville by 23. Stone had their rivalry matchup with Cumberland County, a 45-32 victory for the Panthers. It'll be their basketball as we're underway. Tanner Bowman brings it up here for Stone. He gives to Lau, dumps it over to Evan Mosley. Mosley drives baseline, reverses over to Cordell. In rhythm, Trey can't hit. Rebound down, Choate. And here comes York. York sends it ahead. This one grabbed, now back to Choate. Head fake, he'll back down the defender to the free throw line, retreats it back to Jude Beatty. Beatty against Bowman, forced into the corner. Now dumps it back, that one nearly stolen, it is. Briggs Lau on another steal. Now in a foot race, Lau drives, pushed, and won. Briggs Lau with the bucket. And the official did not like it because that was 2 hands into the back, and so he gives a little bit of an admonishment to Gibson, who picks up his 4th, and Lau goes to the line looking to complete a 3-point play.
And I just started to say that they're doing a pretty good job pulling Briggs Lau away from the bucket, letting him defend outside, and all of a sudden, what does he do? He just picks the pocket like a point guard, takes it right to the rim, and has a chance to hit the free throw and complete a 3-point play.
3-point play is complete as Lau converts. And ahead comes York. Quarter number 3, 7:22 to go in the third. Baseline drive into the low block. And now we will have a whistle and a timeout granted to Rodney Pyle. Pivotal moment. Young basketball team still learning some things here, Craig. You're down 11 to a 3A team. You want to keep this team engaged and say, hey, give yourselves a chance. Let's get this thing back to single digits. Very experienced head coach recognizes that, and he wants to talk about that.
He's been around a long time. He knows the ins and the outs of the game of basketball, and that's a key. His team, postseason, they're in a 4-team district, so they know they're going to go into the region tournament. They're going to get there. You get a couple of wins there. You never know what might happen in the postseason. So he's got his team there. They're only down 11 to a really good 3A team. So he does want to keep them focused. He does want to see them playing the same way. He saw him doing little things that are kind of pulling them away from his game plan, just kind of trying to rein them back in right here as Coach Pyle.
And to that point, when you know you're in the region, you say a couple games, you have to win 2 games and you're into sub-state.
Yeah.
And that, with the way this state works, if you're automatically, so some of these 3A teams, right, Stone Memorial, they're girls. You don't have to win a game in the district tournament. You're going to the region no matter what. You win the first 2 region tournament games, you're into the sub-state round, which means you're 1 game away from the state tournament. York's 2 games away from being in the sub-state, so they're trying to build a little momentum here late in the regular season. They have 1 more game on Monday against White County, and then they will have that matchup in the district tournament. For Stone, they know their next matchup, it's going to be in there, a rivalry game. Next Saturday, semifinals of District 7 3A against Cumberland County. Brody Schote has it here. He works it over right side. We already know the 2 matchups that we know as a foul will be called on Tanner Bowman for a hold. That'll be his first, team's first. On the girls' side, we know it's White County versus Upperman. And on the boys' side, we know it's Stone Memorial against Cumberland County. Sign me up.
2 big-ticket games, aren't they? Those are 2 that are going to be fun.
And now a steal for Jack Cordell. And he spins away from danger. Cordell for Stone ahead by 11, and Jack Cordell only has 4 points. That's pretty good as Briggs Lau has it here. They'll send it over left side to Evan Mosley. Mosley drives the lane, throws up the hook, and hits. Tough shot goes through for Evan Mosley.
Wasn't a sky hook, but it went the same way. It's one of those tough shots as he's got that athletic ability to get so high and kind of shoot it down at the rim again.
Schote sends it over right side. York needs a bucket, down 13. Now he has it again. He'll kick into the corner. Gibson playing with 4 fouls. Back to Schote. He'll send it back. 3 ball on the way for Beatty's. No good. Lau skies up to get the rebound. Now, dangerous pass ahead. Schote snatches it, but he's out of bounds when he lands, so it'll stay with the Panthers.
Watched the girls' game a little bit, didn't they? Let's just keep throwing it long.
The girls' game seemed like every long pass was converted on. Inbound, Bowman runs it down. He'll send it over right side. Haney. Haney dumps it back to Lau. Briggs Lau. Gives back Haney. Haney now to Cordell. Cordell activates baseline. Cordell left-hand flip over to Mosley out of the corner. Mosley drives, spins, now fires it. How did he find Lau? His 3 is no good. Rebound down to Beatty.
That's a good job by Lau, getting into that line of sight. You got to give him something to see, and that the little overhead one-handed pass.
Now long 2 on the way, and good. Jaron Lockhart now has 6. He has 8 after having 6 in the first half. 40-29, 5:35 to go in the third quarter. Haney with it here for the Panthers. Gives over to Bowman. Bowman off a screen. Back Haney. Now he'll swing it to Mosley. Mosley back Bowman. He's going to line up the 3 and hits. Tanner Bowman with a Gary Maxwell Insurance 3.
That's his 3rd 3, and he's a huge factor for them. He's not big, not the size player that you look at, but he scores the 3.
Now a nice in pass. Twisting shot is good, and 1 for Zach Johnson. He'll be going to the line looking to complete the 3-point play with 5:11 to go in the third. Foul goes on Hunter Haney. It's his first.
They just find a way to keep within reach. You know, they're not really close in the game, but they're not really blown out either. So it's one of those spots where they're just staying in there with the Panthers.
free throw is good for Johnson. He had 6 in the second quarter, now 3 here in the third. 3 minutes into the frame, it's an 11-point game again. Bowman gives to Haney. Haney to Bowman. Bowman off a screen, has it swiped away and stolen. Picked off by Lockhart. A chance for York to cut it back to single digits. Here's Beatty. I think he drove it off his own foot out of bounds. He did, and it'll go back to Stone Memorial.
Got him a little too sped up that time as Beatty saw a little opening there, tried to take it quickly, just extended that leg a little too much, and the dribble went off right off the toe.
43-32 our score. Briggs Lau has it here into the front court. Lau sends to Mosley with space, lines it up, can't connect, rebound. Haney has it, second chance for Stone. Haney fires it in, Mosley able to run it down. Mosley resets it back to Briggs Lau. Now Cordell with position, lob goes into it. Cordell into the low block, steps through, left-hand lay, good. Tough shot for Jack Cordell.
Just a little bit of a touch off the window just to bank it in. Tough angle to be able to do that from.
Schote down 13 with the basketball in the front court, gives back to Beatty. Jude Beatty, back to Schote. Now he'll dump it in Johnson. Johnson turns, puts it up, and he's fouled. Zach Johnson, again, going to go to the line to shoot 2. This is a freshman with a lot of promise.
Well, they found something there, haven't they? They, like I talked about, they moved Lau to defend the player outside, so they're setting up a one-on-one inside, and Johnson's made a couple of quick moves on Haney, drawing a couple of quick fouls.
And he converts another free throw, now into double figures with 10. He's the first Dragon to do that tonight. Haney picked up his second personal foul, was the team's third. And it's 2 for 2 for Johnson. York again, back within 11. Just kind of bouncing between 11 and 13 this entire quarter.
Nobody's stringing a run together, are they?
No, they are not. Very opposite of the girls' game, which all it was runs. Haney, shoulders on Johnson. Now twisting shot, spun out. No, Cordell's putback is up and good.
Cordell going to work now just inside. He's got a little height advantage on the person guarding him and got a good box out.
Schote spins. Now tough fadeaway jumper. Can't hit. Rebound punched. Saved in. Goes to Beatty. Beatty now fires it back out. Gibson. Gibson weaving through traffic. Has it on a string right now. He'll kick it back to Schote. 3.5 to play in the third quarter. 13-point lead for Stone. Gibson with it. Thinking about it. Doubled inside it and another foul. This time it'll go on Tanner Bowman, his second. Team's fourth. And they're feeding Zach Johnson right now in the lane.
Smart too. They got Bowman on a switch there. Probably a 5-6 inch height advantage there, so you got to try to get inside to him. And Bowman, not a bad foul, really. If he catches in there, probably an easy score by Johnson, so now you get a chance to play defense.
Subs at the table. It's going to be Jake Hennessy and Noah Potter in for Haney and Bowman. 3:21 to play in the third, a 13-point lead for Stone. Dragons basketball beneath their own hoop. Tossed in, Gibson. Beatty. Beatty guarded by Lau. Now Lockhart sends it over right side. Now it's Gibson. Gibson in and another foul. And this is going to be 2 free throws as York is into the bonus. Hennessy commits his first. And it will be Brody Schote, and he has not scored tonight, going to the line to shoot 2 at the Real Estate Collective free throw line.
And he's one of their leading scorers, so they'd love to see him get involved. And they're finding the hot mismatch right now, and they're just telling them to go to the post and pin, and we'll get the ball to you, but Schote can't connect.
Yeah, he's a little frustrated. Claps his hands together. Don't forget, the Goose is loose. Feature coverage coming to UpperCumberlandReporter.com. By the way, Baby Goose is here, and Maddie. Baby Maverick in the building. He's the star of the show as the free throw is good.
He had on the chain, didn't he?
He did. There's a picture of Baby Maverick in the chain. We'll see if that sees social media. We'll leave it up to the parents. Potter has it left side. Now a handoff. Mosley picks up his dribble. Gives back Potter. Now over to Lau. Lau off the dribble. 4-3. Can't hit. Rebound loose. Another offensive board for Stone and a foul. Mosley got hacked. He'll go to the line for 2 at the Real Estate Collective free throw line with 2:47 to go in the third. They get the foul on 10. That's Jaron Lockhart and his second.
Cordell is going to work inside. He's the one that kept that alive for Stone Memorial, just tapped it up where another player is able to go get the basketball, and now they've got a chance to score at the free throw line.
Free throw good for Mosley. That's now 5 points tonight for Evan Mosley. 2:47 to go. Stone has not been able to stretch it past this mark. Leading by 13. Mosley can make it 14 here. And he does not, because there's a lane violation. Possession back the other way, and the ceiling stays 13 points.
They're really kind of watching that, aren't they? If you put just a little bit of a toe over that line, he didn't step in, but he lined up on the free throw line, and you can't do that. It's a kind of a touchy call, but they're calling it more.
Well, really, in the Tech games, we've seen a lot of it this year because in the NBA, it's gotten out of control.
Yeah.
So these kids, they see that and sometimes get a little bit of a head start. Back out it goes. Beatty. Now he'll send it over right side. He'll dump it into the low block. Johnson again puts it up and in. Zach Johnson putting on a show.
Well, they brought Potter in to maybe be a little more physical with him inside, but he's able to just go over the top that time.
7 in the quarter, 13 tonight for Johnson. He's keeping the Dragons in it. An 11-point game again. Loud. Shoulders in. Puts it up. No call. Play on. Wow. Beatty may have got a hand on that one. A lot of contact. Here's Schote now. Schote is fouled. Lau got his leg out. Briggs Lau is very frustrated. He's got to be careful here. He picks up his second.
Yeah, they've shown they'll call the technical with this group of officials, but now they've got a chance to get this to single digits. You talk about that window. York's got a chance to make it go their way.
Brody Schote just went 1 for 2. He returns to the line for 2 more, trying to cut it to single digits at the Rico free throw line. And he hits the first. You got to credit this York team. They are hanging around right now, Craig.
They're keeping close. Just if you stay within reach in the fourth quarter, you've got a chance.
Next one for Schote is good. 2 for 2, and it is a 9-point game with 2 minutes to go. Quarter number 3. Jake Hennessy sends it over to Jack Cordell. Cordell, he fires in the cutter, left-hand lay, no good but a foul. Jaron Lockhart, now that is his third. So Gibson has 4 and Lockhart has 3. That could certainly spoil a comeback attempt if they get into foul trouble, as the 2 free throws are upcoming for Charlie Van Winkle.
Yeah, the bench not nearly as long for York as it is for Stone Memorial. We talked about Wittenberg being a classic Crossville name. Van Winkle, that's a classic Crossville name as well.
This is the first off the front of the iron, and Jess Raby is working Mr. Rollins. He's still not happy earlier on the play with Lau inside against Beatty. But he's doing the right thing. He's waiting. Once the ref came to him, now he's giving him what for.
Yep.
Not trying to show him up, just have a discussion.
And he's doing it calmly too. Yep. You never know what's being said, but if you're not demonstrative about it, they're usually not going to say anything to you.
Van Winkle hits the second, back to a 10-point game. 1:45 to go in the third. Spinning shot, nice looking play is good. Cohen Gibson again, he now has 10, and it is an 8-point game.
That's quick on the spin too. He just turned fast.
Now, here's Hennessy. Turns into the low block, retreats it out for Cordell. Cordell out of the corner, shoulders in. Physical play for Jack Cordell.
Yeah, sometimes you just got to take matters into your own hands, and that's what Cordell did there, just muscling his way to the rim.
6 in the quarter for Cordell, gives him 10 in the ball game. A 10-point game with 1:10 to go. Here's a drive Schote. He'll dump it over to Gibson. Gibson barrels inside. Right-hand lay is good.
They're having pretty good success against this man-to-man, aren't they? They've got some people that can break them down off the dribble and can post up inside.
Cohen Gibson cuts it back to an 8-point gap. Briggs Lau has been held in check relatively here in the third quarter, just 3 points after scoring 15 in the first half. Now a near steal. Potter dives to save it. He gives it over. Cordell. Here's Lau. Potter sets a screen. Lau, shot fake, gives back Potter, give and go, and a wrap, and a foul. Jess Raby about K1 Glue thought they weren't going to get the call, but Beatty wrapped him up, gets called for his second. Team's fourth.
That's big, though. Had one to give, so no free throws here.
35.2 to go in the third. Remember, the clock on the screen is not official. Cordell's open on the inbound, lines it up, and hits. Jack Cordell with a big Gary Maxwell Insurance 3.
Wide open. They didn't find him, and you can't lose Cordell or he'll burn you.
54-43. 11-point game again. 20 seconds to go. Pass in. That one tipped. It was too high. Intercepted. Here they come in transition. Van Winkle shrugs off the defender. 12 seconds. Over to Lau. 8 to go for Briggs Lau. Has a screen from Potter. Going to line up the 3. Good! Briggs Lau with a Gary Maxwell Insurance 3. And it's back-to-back triples for Stone to give them some separation heading into the final frame. After 3, it's Stone 57, York 43. It's the high school basketball game of the week presented by Mayberry's Furniture on the Watson Chevy UCR Media Network.
Mayberry's Furniture has been family-owned and operated since 1946 and is now serving the Upper Cumberland with locations in both Crossville and Cookville, offering the largest array of solid wood furniture and mattresses in the area. They also provide a best price guarantee and in-house service and delivery. Stop into their 15,000 square foot showroom at 1020 South Willow Avenue in Cookville to see their selection of Amish solid wood, flex steel, Tempur-Pedic, Sealy Posturepedic, and much more today. Mayberry's Furniture is proud to be the presenting sponsor of the high school football game of the week on the UCR Media Network. Livingston Regional Hospital is Livingston's hometown hospital. Located at 315 Oak Street, Livingston Regional Hospital provides compassionate quality care for all patients from local people you can trust so you can count on them to treat you like family. Their excellent staff offers years of experience and training to meet the needs of all patients. They understand the importance of providing care in a professional and comforting manner. They're proud to partner with Livingston Academy Athletics through the LRH Sports Medicine team. Livingston Regional Hospital is a proud sponsor of this broadcast on the UCR Media.
Stone Memorial leads York 57-43 in the nightcap of our doubleheader tonight. Brody Schote has it, gives in, the trap arrives, and able to jump it over left side, but off target. In possession back to Stone. Back-to-back critical threes. York had made it interesting. They cut it down to a 8-point game, but a three at the buzzer by Briggs Lau stretched it back to 14. Lau has 21 points tonight. Craig Cantrell, Stone trying to slam the door.
And he's stepping outside to do it. Here he goes again.
Speaking of, he lines up another three. This one won't hit. Rebound tipped. Now Lau.
Haney, good job just tapping that one to himself to give them a second chance.
Speaking of, Haney has it now. Let's send it back to Van Winkle. A deep three for Charlie Van Winkle. Hits the rim and then over the backboard, so possession back to York with 7:21 to go.
You know, York's run their offense pretty well. They've got some good man-to-man stuff. They've been able to stay close, but like you said, those threes got them that 14-point lead.
York is the 3 seed in the District 6 2A tournament as a foul is called. They will play the loser of the coin flip between Canyon County and Smith County as those two teams tied for first in the regular season. Van Winkle picks up his third. Team's first. 7:07 to go in regulation. Here's Schote. Stone will face Cumberland County in the 7-3A semifinals as the three is no good. Rebound down Haney. Haney collects, and able to give it back. Bringing it up is Tanner Bowman. Bowman trying to ice this one away. Kicks over to Haney. Haney to Potter. Works it over to Lau. Lau thought about it. Now he will trigger it. Can't hit. Rebound down Schote. Thought about the full court feed. Instead will bring it up. Schote collapsing from behind is Potter. Now he gives back. Numbers if they hurry. Kick back Gibson. Lines up the three and hits. Cohen Gibson playing with 3 fouls. He splashes home another Gary Maxwell Insurance three.
Good ball movement. That extra pass got that 3-point shot wide open.
11-point game. Bowman sends over to Potter. Now back Lau. Lau drives the lane. Throws it up too strong. Rebound tipped. And it's grabbed away by Austin Tipton. A chance for the Dragons to call back within single digits. Pass ahead. Here's a drive Gunner. He'll flip it back out. Swings it over to Schote. Now pass to right side to the Gunner. Gunner. Into the corner. Tipton. Thinking about going to Johnson. He's had a big game inside. Potter trying to body him up defensively. Lau shading that way as well. Here's Gibson against Van Winkle. Gibson has it swiped. Active hands for Charlie Van Winkle, and here he goes. Van Winkle slams the brakes. Will pull up in the mid-range. Can't hit. Rebound down. Haney puts it up and in. And you're seeing there the fouls on Gibson. He did not go after that rebound because he doesn't want to pick up his 5th.
Yeah.
Now a drive inside. Little shot just thrown up. Won't go. Potter on the rebound. Stone trying to finally ice this game away. Back it goes Potter. He sends over to Lau. Lau off a screen. Hands off to Potter. Now Van Winkle. Van Winkle drives inside. Spins baseline. Steps, no good. Put back, no. Everyone just kind of standing there. Van Winkle kicks it back out. Extra feed. Bowman, his three won't go. And this time the board is grabbed by Tipton.
Well, Van Winkle was working hard in there, wasn't he?
He was battling. There was a couple other players just kind of looking at him, and Van Winkle kept putting it back up. Dump pass over and a foul. Hunter Haney going to be called for the personal. It's his third. And this is 2 free throws upcoming for Zach Johnson. who has 13 points in the game. He'll go to the Real Estate Collective free throw line for 2 more.
But Coach Raby's made a pretty good adjustment on that defense that they've been playing against Johnson. He's always been posting up on the right block. They've moved it where Lau is kind of he's close enough where he can get there to help defensively. So that's kind of taking away that entry pass to Johnson down low.
Cordell and Mosley got a breather. They're back in. Lau and Potter will check out. Jaron Lockhart to the table. He'll check in after this next free throw. Still a 12-point game, 4:43 to go. Not over yet. Next free throw, no good. Bowman on the rebound. Now Bowman sends it over to Mosley. Mosley surveys. Now he'll give back. Left side, Haney. Back and forth with Van Winkle. Van Winkle tosses it Mosley. He'll line up the tray. Can't hit it. Rebound down. Grabbed away by York. One and done. Now into the front court come the Dragons, down by 12 on their home floor, battling with the number 8 ranked 3A team in the state, number 4 ranked team in the Upper Cumberland, and a foul. Trying to get it into Johnson, and Cordell going to be called for the personal, and that is the first on Jack Cordell.
Yeah, just tried to deny, and he kind of like the foul they got earlier on this other end, had the hand in the back, and that little push underneath is what they're going to get the foul on.
Inbound. Giving back Schote. He'll dump it back in. Beatty turns against Haney. Fadeaway jumper, good. Jude Beatty with the 2, and it's a 10-point game. 4 minutes to go. York battling. Showing some moxie here. Mosley gives back over. Now bouncing at Cordell. Cordell from the elbow dumps it back to Haney. Haney into the mid-range. Picks up. Now he'll just trigger the shot. No rebound fought for. Cordell has it. One dribble, twisting shot, foul. Count it. Jack Cordell with the bucket. A foul called on Gibson. That is his 5th. He avoided it for a long time, and Jack Cordell, now at 15 points, goes to the line looking for one more.
That power dribble inside by Cordell just gave him so much of a chance to gather his body, get it in the right angle that he wanted to attack the rim with, and that huge foul getting the player fouled out for York. But just that one dribble can change so many things.
Johnson checks back in. Gibson will check out. And Gibson, I think, is saying he's not the one that committed that foul. But Cordell at the line trying to stretch it back to a 13-point advantage. And he hits. Roared to life. Only 4 points in the first half. Now he has 16 tonight. 3.5 to go. Schote dumps it in. Beatty steps through, lays it up and in. Jude Beatty now has 8.
How many of their points have come in the paint? It seems like everything's inside right now for York.
Lau left alone, lines it up, can't hit, rebound tipped. Another chance for Stone. They have really controlled the glass in the second half. Haney back to Bowman.
They're just spreading the floor. Going to take a little time off here, make York come a little further out to guard him.
York still has 3 fouls to give. Down 11 with 3 minutes to go. Coach Piles says, come on. He needs a little pressure. Mosley back to Haney. Now across Cordell. Cordell to Lau. Lau to Haney. Back to Lau.
It's not a North Carolina 4 corners, but it's pretty close, isn't it?
It's a Crossville 4 corners. But now an errant pass. Mosley, could he save it in? Yes, but it goes to Schote. Here come the Dragons looking to capitalize. Schote, coast to coast, goes up, contorts, blocked. Hunter Haney with the block. An exclamation point by number 11. Now Lau threw it off the backboard. Not sure what the plan was there. Beatty on the ricochet, and here they come. Schote again into the low block. Schote. Shot fake, got the defender off his feet. Kick out, 3 on the way. No, rebound Lau. 2:05 to go in regulation. Stone leads by 11.
Now, Coach Raby says, let's slow this down a little bit, and we'll talk about why they're shooting it that much.
And a timeout going to be called here. Full timeout on the floor. Gives me one more opportunity to tell you a couple of things. First of all, Mayberry's Furniture is the presenting sponsor of the Game of the Week all year long. Go and see their President's Day sale. Tell them that we sent you. Markdowns across the stores, both in Crossville and in Cookeville. Crossville right in downtown. Cookeville on South Willow Avenue. As soon as you get off I-40, you can't miss it. You go through one light, and then you're there on the right side of Willow. We'll also tell you Monday night, it's the UCR basketball show presented by Fire and Vine. We will unveil the 2025-26 all Upper Cumberland teams. That will be a jam-packed show, and it's also the return of Jacob Vincent. You can hear Jacob on games starting on Tuesday night. That's when our postseason coverage begins. Craig's going to be at games. I'm going to be at games. Jacob's going to be at games. Every other voice that you know and then more are going to be at games as we cover all these tournaments in the Upper Cumberland. The road to the Glass House begins this week.
Fun time of year, isn't it? There's nothing like basketball tournament time. It's just around the Upper Cumberland, nothing gets bigger than that around this area.
It doesn't get bigger, and then because of the structure of the postseason, all these regular season games in about 48 hours mean absolutely nothing.
That's true.
Everybody goes back to 0-0, and it'll be on. Evan Mosley inbounds here out of the timeout with under 2 minutes to go. Stone leading 62-51. Cordell has it. Cordell dumps it over right side. Gunner. That show time on Monday. Stay tuned to our pages so that you can see, because we will have broadcasted our final couple of regular season games on Monday night as well, as a foul was called, and Briggs Lau is going to go to the line to shoot for two. It will be released on Monday, but we're not going to compete with ourselves, so we'll have it outside of when a game is happening. Yeah. Briggs Lau to the line. What a performance he had, particularly in the first half. He's at 21 points. And he converts another free throw here, now 22.
Scored just about every way a big man can. Stepping outside, posting up, making the dribble drives. He's got the complete package for Briggs Lau.
And he goes 2 for 2 again. Briggs Lau ices it. 64-51, 90 seconds to play in regulation in Jamestown. Pass over right side, now they dump it in. Power dribble, a turn. Fade away on its way, no good. Rebound tip, Lau, he definitely has a double-double tonight. No doubt about that, as Cordell will bring it up.
Great double team by Cordell in the post that time, Duke.
Cordell drives, left-hand lay good. Jack Cordell, he really turned it on as well, up to 18 points.
Elevation there just to get above the rim for that one.
We talked pregame about those two in the two-man game that they have. They've shown it off in the second half when it got a little bit tight, and they put it away. Another miss for York, 15-point game, 50 seconds to go, 5-0 in the ball game.
Now, if you're Stone Memorial, you wonder about a kind of a layoff. You know, they don't play for a week, and as the postseason gets ready to get underway, you kind of worry about that a little bit if you're a coach.
And a stoppage for subs. The official saw that. Hennessy going to get back in here. Lau's day is done. Cordell's day is done. Haney will stay in for now as Mosley checks out as well. .45 seconds to go, 66-51. Inbound fired in all alone. Left-hand lay is good. Right off the bench and on the stat sheet goes Jackson Bryson, senior.
I think that was called from the sideline, wasn't it? They wanted to get him in the scorebook.
They do tonight here in Jamestown. That pass intercepted by Haney, and here comes Hunter Haney. Out and running, and now he'll slam the brakes, and they'll dump it back. Here's Bowman, 20 seconds to go. Stone content to bleed it out, and they will sweep the season series over York.
And that's officials that have seen a few games. There was probably a foul there. There's probably a walk there. They know the situation. Just let it go.
And they will shake hands here, and each team goes their separate ways. One more regular season game for York. This is the regular season finale for Stone Memorial, and they finish that season with a victory. Final score tonight, 68-51. We welcome you into the Tee-Up post-game show. Wasn't necessarily as dominant as some may have expected. You got to give a lot of credit to York for the way they battled Craig, but in the end, the two-man game of Lau and Cordell, too much in this contest.
Yeah, they were just able to go to work inside and step out and make some threes. Both of them made threes outside, too, so that makes it so much tougher to defend them. But, yeah, they're a tough matchup, especially for York. But York is a team that's grown over the season. They've gotten to be better as they go into the postseason. So they're improving, and they're going to make a little noise in the postseason. Stone, they could go really deep with this team they have.
Scoring from the game is as follows. For York Institute, they fall to 9-17 on the season. It was 15 points for Cohen Gibson leading the way, 14 for Zach Johnson, 8 for Jude Beatty, 8 for Jaron Lockhart, and 3 apiece for Noah Gunner and Brody Schote for a team total of 51. For the victorious Stone Memorial Panthers tonight, who improved to 17-8 on the season, and they're now winners of 6 of their last 7 contests. It was 23 points for Briggs Lau, 18 for Jack Cordell, 9 for Tanner Bowman, 8 for Hunter Haney, 5 for Evan Mosley, and 2 for Jackson Bryson, for a team total of 68. It's time for the Nelson Trophy and Screen Printing Player of the Game. Craig Cantrell, who's it going to tonight?
I think Briggs Lau. I think he came out and he kind of established things early. When he hit that early 3, that made them have to come out and guard him. Then that let him go to work inside. Plus, like you talked about, probably a double-double with rebounds, the way he controlled the boards, and just a strong effort there. And he's just their leader, and he's going to be the Nelson Trophy and Screen Printing Player of the Game.
Briggs Lau is the player of the game tonight for Stone Memorial. Well, Stone will have a week away from the floor. They'll return to action in the District 7 3A semifinal round at Cookeville High School on Saturday when they take on rival Cumberland County, who is the 3 seed out of the District 7 3A in the regular season. For York, one more regular season game here on this floor on Monday night when they face off against the White County Warriors. Girls game tips off at 6. What a girls game that is, with the boys game to follow. It was the Stone Memorial Lady Panthers getting it done in the first half of our doubleheader, knocking off York 66-54. The Panthers win our nightcap 68-51. Don't forget to join us on Monday. We'll have coverage as Upperman hosts Canyon County and also the UCR basketball show presented by Fire and Vine as we unveil the all Upper Cumberland teams and awards. You will not want to miss that. Keep your eyes on UpperCumberlandReporter.com for the latest coverage of high school sports throughout the area. Goose is here tonight. Feature coverage from this game, including cinematic highlights presented by Risher
He does
Roofing.
a great job, doesn't he?
He's unbelievable. Hardest working man in sports journalism is Michael Lindsay, and we are thrilled to have him here. We're also thrilled to have you, Craig. Thank you once again for putting on the headset with me, my friend. It makes the game of the week feel special when you're in the building.
Thank you for calling me and asking me. I appreciate that.
Always have.
I love to have a good time. We always do.
We always do, and we will continue to moving forward as the postseason is set to begin. That'll do it for us tonight. Happy Valentine's Day to everybody watching, and, of course, to my lovely bride who runs our camera and scoreboard and keeps everything on track for all of the broadcasts that we have, and to all of you as well. I'm Noah McKay.
You know, she doesn't get enough credit either, because when like 3 or 4 games are going, she's watching all of that, keeping all of that going, isn't she?
People have no idea. She's bouncing around. She's texting and making sure stuff gets on the air. She's calling people. Sometimes you got to crack the whip a little bit.
That's true.
She could do it, and she does a great job. We appreciate that. We appreciate all of you for tuning in. We appreciate Mayberry's Furniture for being the presenting sponsor of the Game of the Week. That'll do it for us. I'm Noah McKay. For Craig Cantrell to my right, Madison McKay on camera, Goose and Maddie and Maverick on the sidelines, and everybody at UCR. We say so long from Jamestown.